It sure is. All righty, it is 5 minutes after 6 o'clock in the morning, Tuesday, October 8th, the day before the big hurricane hits the west coast of Florida. We have got a lot to talk about today. Kamala Harris has done something that has never been done before. Her and Tim Walz, actually, both of them, have done something that I've never seen happen before. They are Democrats who were just right on the eve of the presidential election. People are voting because early voting is going on around the country. They were destroyed, both Kamala Harris and Tim Walz, on 60 Minutes. We're going to get to that in a little bit. I'm going to play some of the highlights of it. You know, 60 Minutes is where Democrats go to rehab their reputations, not get roasted, destroyed, and run out of presidential races. It's very historic. It's a beautiful thing. But before we get to that, Kamala Harris has done, and I'm not going to tell you, this is not an exaggeration. Kamala Harris yesterday did the most low-life thing I have ever seen a presidential candidate do. And she's the sitting vice president of the United States, too. What she has done is so low-life that it's going to preempt everything I was going to lead with today on the 60 Minutes. We'll get to the 60 Minutes in a few minutes, but I'm going to do this first. Hurricane Milton, now again, anything can change. This, if it hits Tampa, could be the most devastating natural event to hit the state of Florida in anyone's lifetime who's alive today. This is a bad one. This is one of the worst. And it's not just the winds. I'm seeing winds higher than I've ever seen a hurricane that's hit Florida. A hurricane stronger than Hurricane Andrew. But it's the storm surge that's the problem. And from Tampa south to the Fort Myers area, and there's a lot of people that live there, the storm surge is the worst. They're talking about, in some areas, storm surge as much as 15 feet. And a lot of people don't understand storm surge. Storm surge is really like having a tidal wave come in. What the storm surge is, it's the water comes in, and as an example, if I'm standing in my front yard and there's a 15-foot storm surge that comes in, well, first off, I'd be dead. The force of the water would kill you. But if I were standing in my front yard and there's a 15-foot storm surge, and I'm still standing in my front yard, I am now 15 feet beneath the ocean. What the storm surge is actually the ocean rising 15 feet. If it's a 15-foot storm surge, the ocean level has risen by 15 feet. If it's 8 feet, the ocean's is 8 feet deep now, higher than it was. And here in Florida, we are at sea level already, right? We're at sea level, and we're almost completely flat until you get up into North Florida. If you are in your home and a 15-foot storm surge comes in, you are a dead person. This is a devastating storm that is about to hit the state of Florida. Let's hope the predictions from the weather people are exaggerated, because this is awful. Luckily, I am not inside the cone where I live. We will be on the air all week long here on the radio station, by the way. 24 hours a day, we'll be live. If this hurricane that is expected to hit around the Tampa Bay area were hitting where I live, I would have to fly my entire family to another state. It's that bad. It's almost like, you ever see Deep Impact? Remember Deep Impact? They had 2 asteroid collision movies come out in the same year. Was it 98? 97, 98? Deep Impact, and what was the one with Bruce Willis? I forgot the name of the one with Bruce Willis. But in Deep Impact, that was the one with Robert Duvall. The asteroid hit and you saw the seas rise. That's what's happening. Okay? This is the worst. And I must tell you, if you think I'm exaggerating, the opposite is true. I'm downplaying it in some way because I haven't experienced this type of deadly hurricane before, and I have been through more hurricanes than I could count throughout most of my life. This one's a bad one. Now, that being said, what Kamala Harris did yesterday is the most, as a natural disaster is coming, is the most low-life thing I have ever heard a presidential candidate from one of the major parties ever do. It's the most low-life, disgusting thing I've ever heard a sitting vice president of the United States do as well. I'm going to play you the audio. I'll give you the background. NBC News, all the fake news that's fake to broadcast, started a false narrative yesterday that Kamala Harris has been trying to get Ron DeSantis on the phone and he's refusing to take her call. This is a complete lie. I'm going to play you all of the audio of this. Okay? Now, I'm pretty ticked off at Ron DeSantis, as a lot of people here are in Florida, because he lied to us about being MAGA. He betrayed President Trump. But with all that being said, when it comes to times of natural disasters like these hurricanes, Ron DeSantis is spectacular. I wouldn't be upset if Donald Trump made him the head of FEMA, okay, when he's in his second term. Because he's only got 2 years left and he's out of work and he's unelectable. But he knows how to handle disasters, and he does not play around, and he does not politicize them. Kamala Harris, on the other hand, does. Now, I'm going to play the audio of Kamala in this low-life, scummy thing she did yesterday after the break, because I don't want to have to interrupt for the break to play both pieces of audio. They've abandoned North Carolina, and now they're setting the stage to abandon Florida. And I'll tell you, remember when Obamacare was being debated all those years ago, and we talked about death panels, and these idiots would call in and say, there's no death panels in the bill. They don't have a thing that says death panels. The system itself is a death panel, right? Well, we have now a government led by Kamala Harris and Joe Biden and all these other losers who govern with a death panel. And what I mean by that is this. They decide, Kamala Harris and Joe Biden and Mayorkas and all these other lowlives in our government that are run, these Democrats, they decide who gets life-saving aid from the government based on who they vote for. And if your state goes Republican, no help for you. Well, I got news for you, Kamala. Listen, this is a MAGA state. There's no doubt about it. The president lives right down the street from the radio station. But not everybody in Florida is MAGA, is a Republican. In fact, the area that is about to be hit by this hurricane is, they talk about the I-4 corridor all the time. That's Democrat country. Hillsborough County, where Tampa is, Democrats run that whole place. If you remember, the sheriff up there in Tampa arrested a preacher for preaching on Sunday during the lockdowns. Can you imagine? They sent deputies to arrest a minister for preaching at his church in America. And where it's going to go through Central Florida, up through Orlando and all those areas, that's all Democrat country too, where a bunch of very woke Democrats, not just Disney, but local officials have sanctuary cities going on there, even though they're illegal in Florida still. All right? But Kamala Harris, they're guilt by association. Yeah, you're Democrats and all, but you're in MAGA Florida. Screw you. No help for you. And so they're governing by death panels. If you are a Republican, no federal aid for you. If you're in a Republican state, no federal aid for you. That's what's happening. We see it in North Carolina, and now they're foreshadowing, setting the stage, to do the same thing here in Florida. Okay. Now, we're going to take the break. When we get back, I'm going to play this low-life, disgusting exchange with Kamala Harris yesterday, lying on national TV about the state of Florida that is about to get hit by the worst hurricane of my lifetime, and they're telling us anyone's lifetime who's alive today. All right, let's take our first break. Your calls are welcome at 1-888-465-2630. I might be a little cranky today. The air conditioning is broken at the radio station, so I'm broadcasting from a sauna. So by the end of the show, I might have to strip down, Mike. I hope you don't mind. We might have to do the show in the nude. Hey, it's on the radio. Who's going to know if we're naked or not? It's pretty hot and stuffy, and I'm already getting irritable from the heat. But that's okay. We'll get through it. Well, there's worse things, right? We could have a 15-foot storm surge coming in, and Kamala Harris says, well, you're in a Republican state. Screw you. No help. You're dead. All right. We'll be right back. Yeah, it's pretty hot. What's that?
Something maybe like triggered on the roof.
I'm sure they'll figure it out when they get in. We'll suffer.
Good. Safe start to your Tuesday.
See, cuts off the end. I don't know why it does that.
Safe start to your Tuesday.
One time it didn't, but so bizarre. All right, where is it? I just saved it. Oh, there it is. Talking to myself, guys.
What are they doing with your money? Typically, it takes 3 to 4 weeks to get a permit. In HOAs, much longer. If they need money for the materials, they don't have credit with the suppliers.
There you go.
Bad news for the homeowner or HOA. Tom Laporta is honest, knowledgeable, and reliable.
Oh, okay. Who'd you call?
I just texted it.
Oh.
Figured it might be up, so I just told him just a heads up.
Everywhere in between. Tom Laporta can handle any type of roofing job too. Residential roofing and repair, commercial roofs, schools, municipal buildings, office buildings, emergency repairs. If it's roofing, Tom Laporta can do it. Call Tom Laporta right now on his cell phone, 954-604-4602. 954-604-4602. And online, LaportaContracting.com. Hi folks, Anita Mitchell here.
All right, I'm going to get right to the audio when we get back. This is just some low-life scum bucket stuff Kamala did. Absolutely. Here we go. 10 seconds.
Listen to Richie the Bus Driver. Go see Dr. Gupta at Brighton Dental. 954-922-4633. 954-922-4633.
Now back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. Listen in the Palm Beaches on 95.9 FM. Treasure Coast on 106.9 FM. Hear us in Boca on 95.3 FM, Fort Lauderdale on 96.9 FM, and anywhere in the world at True Oldies.
All right. We are back. Welcome back. I'm Brian, Steve Kane Show. Okay, let's get right to it. So Kamala Harris, we'll get to her scummy thing she did on the tarmac yesterday. So NBC reported a lie that Kamala Harris has been trying to get Ron DeSantis on the phone and he's refusing to take her calls. Total lie. Total lie. You know, she's getting beat big time in all the polls. So she's trying to make herself a victim. He won't call me because I'm a woman. He won't call me because I'm black. He won't call me because I'm Indian. He won't call me because... He won't take my call. Lie. So let me play this. This is the audio of her. She's being interviewed by a reporter on the tarmac in front of her Air Force Two. Well, hold on. Of course, it's not cute after all the build-up. Hold on. Give me a second. This is, I'm so aggravated, I can't even cue this stuff up. I'm so ticked. I mean, because this hurricane is so dangerous that's about to hit Florida. And Kamala is trying to get some victim points like she's the one who's facing some problems. People may lose their lives tomorrow. They may lose their business, their home, everything. But it's all about her. Here we go. Here's Kamala. Okay, well, Kamala, show the damn phone logs of you calling Governor DeSantis that he rejected and didn't take the call. I want to see the call. She's the Vice President of the United States. Every call she makes is logged. Show the call log. Ron DeSantis says you're a liar. I believe DeSantis. What about you? Now, here's DeSantis. He was on Hannity last night, and Hannity brought this up to him.
And we've been laser focused on leveraging all resources available, including from the federal government. And I've been in touch with both FEMA and the president, as well as marshaling all our state agencies and working to support our local communities. And so for Kamala Harris to try to say that my sole focus on the people of Florida is somehow selfish is delusional. She has no role in this. In fact, she's been vice president for 3.5 years. I've dealt with a number of storms under this administration. She has never contributed anything to any of these efforts. And so what I think is selfish is her trying to blunder into this. No.
Okay, now that's Hannity. He just said, has she called before?
Has she ever called her trying to blunder into this? No, and here's the thing. She has no role. No, she has no role in this process. I'm in contact with the President of the United States. I'm in contact with FEMA director. I'm obviously managing all our state agencies. We're supporting all our local government. And I will say this. I've had storms under both President Trump and President Biden, and I've worked well with both of them. She's the first one who's trying to politicize the storm, and she's doing that just because of her campaign. She's trying to get some type of an edge. She knows she's doing poorly, and so she's playing these political games. I don't have time for political games. I've got peoples whose lives are on the line. I've got peoples whose homes and their possessions are on the line, and we are focused 100% on that mission. I'm not worried about playing her political games, and so she is being selfish by trying to blunder into this when we're working just fine.
Yeah. Okay, so Ron DeSantis said she's lying. And here's the thing. NBC News is a news organization of fake news and liars. I get that. They've got Joe Scarborough and Rachel Maddow and a bunch of other scummy people over there. They reported fake news that Ron DeSantis is refusing to take calls from Kamala. So a reporter asks Kamala in front of Air Force Two, and she goes along with the lie. She doesn't say, no, I haven't called him. That's not true. She implies that, yes. And I'll tell you, we're in a crisis in Florida with Hurricane Milton. This is no joke. I'm going to be fine. Where I live, I'm not in the cone, But the parts of Florida that are getting hit, this is bad. This is bad. And she's undermining the governor of Florida, who's about to take charge, he already has, in a disaster situation, and she's undermining him because she sucks. Well, maybe I shouldn't use that with Kamala. People will think I'm talking, because she's no good at her job, and she's losing. She's undermining the leader in a time of crisis. She is a sick sociopath. And I want to tell you, I understand Halloween is not yet here, but it is time to start Christmas shopping. And my wife and I, we do a lot of Christmas shopping every year at My Pillow. Anytime we get somebody something from My Pillow, it's a gift they have forever and ever and ever. And they always tell us how much they love the pillow, or the mattress topper, or the sheets, or the towels, or the Pepe, whatever we've gotten them. And right now, there is an incredible special going on the My Pillows themselves, with our promo code KANE, of course, at checkout, K-A-N-E. The standard My Pillow, the My Pillow that started it all, just $14.88. I paid $65 for mine 10 years ago. Just $14.88 for the standard My Pillow. Now, this is just for a limited time. The queen size My Pillow, just $18.88. And the king size, just $1 more, $19.88. In fact, the king size, I knew they had a king size, but I had not seen it in comparison to the others. And my wife and I, we've ordered a couple of the king size My Pillows. They are beautiful and big. I have all the My Pillows, but I don't have that one. These are great. It's perfect as Christmas gifts. Time to load up. These specials on the My Pillows are for a limited time, and also free shipping on orders over $75. So go to mypillow.com, use our promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E, and take advantage of these incredible deals. You can also order by phone, toll free, 1-800-716-4879. 1-800-716-4879. Promo code KANE, K-A-N-E. We'll be right back.
Making morning radio great again. Steve Kane Show.
It's pretty low life, guys. It's pretty low life.
Dick sent additional texts. He just wanted me to let you know. He said we tried to get them over last night, but they couldn't come until today.
I wouldn't bother about stuff like that in the morning.
No,
Right?
but he just said, "Tell Brian I'm sorry, but we're on it."
Okay,
So
I appreciate it.
it's not like I'm bothering per se, but it's like if he didn't know,
Yep.
I'm gonna at least let him know. So when he comes in, he knows what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
If he knew already, then even better.
Yep. Hey guys, I just put the link to that My Pillow deal pinned to the top of the chat. It's a great deal. Just I put the wrong link. Hold on. Here it is. I put the wrong link. Let me take that one out. There we go. All right, I just pinned the link to the MyPillow deal to the top of the live chat, but it's also there at mypillow.com. Click that, use my promo code Kane, and take advantage of that deal. Yeah, I do the Merry Christmas too.
Now, you don't just help with knees. Tell the listeners what other areas you can help them with.
Any joint I can do, shoulder pain, hip pain, sciatica, stenosis, arthritis, tendonitis, bursitis, from the foot all the way up to the neck.
Dr. Appleton is a chiropractic physician, and with the laser away pain system, there's no injections, no surgery, and
It's pretty outrageous.
He's open 6 days a week.
Pretty outrageous. Really a scummy thing.
Right now for your free consultation. 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710. Make sure to tell Dr. Appleton you heard about him on the radio.
La Bamba Restaurant, a family-owned authentic Mexican restaurant for 33 years. Come on in for a delicious taco salad, steak quesadilla, or a cold margarita. La Bamba is located at 730 US Highway 1 in North Palm Beach. Check out labamba123.com.
Brian Craig here. Our 6th annual cruise is coming up, and you're all invited. This time, we're sailing for 7 nights on Celebrity Cruise Line's newest ship, the Ascent, to Puerto Plata, St. Thomas, and St. Martin. We set sail March 30th. We have private shore excursions, private cocktail parties.
She's attacking the governor of a state that's about to get lashed with one of the most historic storms. I think she was talking about Ron DeSantis. He did not ignore her call.
This is nuts. CNN. These people are sick. These people are so freaking sick.
Thank you. Mike Lindell is offering wholesale pricing for Christmas. The standard MyPillow, just $14.88. They've never been offered this low before. That's right, just $14.88. And free shipping on orders over $75. So go to MyPillow.com right now and use our promo code Kane at checkout, K-A-N-E, and get the standard MyPillow for just $14.88. The lowest price ever. You can also order by phone, 1-800-716-4879. 1-800-716-4879. Promo code Kane.
Now, back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian celebrating 47 years.
All right, if you're on hold, just give me a second. I came across this. The CNN. Florida is about to get hit by a storm that is as devastating as if a damn asteroid hit. And they're sitting around trying to get Kamala to get a couple points somewhere. So this is a panel on CNN. Scott Jennings does good stuff on CNN. He's making it watchable again. But Scott Jennings, he's on CNN with a panel of jerks. And they're talking about Kamala's lie. If you're trying to call DeSantis, show us the call logs. Kamala, I want to see the call logs, the official from the Vice President of the United States office. I want to see the call logs to Ron DeSantis where it says no answer. Oh, yeah. Everything is logged. She's the sitting vice president till January. Then it'll be JD. All right. So listen, this is CNN. Scott Jennings with a panel of jerks.
Attacking the governor of a state that's about to get lashed with one of the most historic hurricanes we've ever seen. Is she crazy? He did not ignore
I think
her call.
she was
He did not
talking,
ignore
just to
her
be
call.
clear, she was talking broadly about the politicization of
Bull crap.
Talking about Ron DeSantis, he did not ignore her call. And in fact, according to what I've read tonight, he actually spoke to the President of the United States.
He did
Joe
speak
Biden.
with President Biden.
And he has said time and again that he and the federal government are working well together. So who here is politicizing this?
Yeah,
Harris.
I hate to agree with Scott on anything, but I agree. I agree in this case.
I actually agree with you that there's too much disinformation, misinformation, or things that are not factual swirling about the hurricane. I actually think the facts are bad enough. When the storm came ashore, Biden was at the beach and Harris was raising money. And that was on September 26th. On September 27th, we had devastation in North Carolina. It wasn't until October the 2nd that the president mobilized the military, and it wasn't until the 5th that they mobilized 500 search and rescue out of the military. So I think there's two things going on. The immediate impacted people and what they need and what they can get. People need to consult their local officials and governors about that. But there is a conversation to be had here about spending priorities, yes, and also about presidential decision-making, which in my opinion and in the opinion of a lot of Republicans were really, really slow.
I think you're totally right about spending priorities. That's a big conversation. Hopefully one day we will.
Oh, stop having that. All Democrats want to do are have conversations. And here's how the conversations go. I'm sorry for the oppression of 200 years ago. Please forgive us. Oh. Kamala Harris is insane. She is a pathological liar. She is of the lowest character you have ever seen, somebody that's a nominee of one of the major parties. But she does, she has a history of having sex with married men. So she's always been a person of low character. But these are people's lives that are being uprooted and maybe lost. And she's gaslighting with this lie that DeSantis isn't taking her calls. So that when the hurricane hit, she can say, well, I was going to help, but DeSantis wouldn't take my call. And I'm curious how this false narrative was created, because she just went with it so naturally on the tarmac. Was she privy to it beforehand? Was she prepared for this? Was her team part of the lie? I don't know. But as much of a bird brain she is, we've seen what happens. Her teleprompter broke over the weekend, and she was speechless at a speech. Remember, she repeated the same couple of words like 5 times. With this lie on the tarmac yesterday, she went right with it. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Mike from Louisiana.
Hey, Mike.
These people, we know that they're lies, but they're evil, And this woman who said, "Oh, we never got the calls," even though there are logs for those calls. I mean, remember here in Louisiana during Katrina, the governor didn't want the help from the federal government, didn't want FEMA, didn't want anything, because she was making it a political deal, right? This is what she's doing.
Well, hey, Mike, your great points. Kamala Harris thinks that if you're in a Republican state, you should die. If this hurricane were hitting Springfield, Ohio's Haitian community, not only would they take care of them, they would get them houses. Do you understand that? They'd have FEMA come in and give them houses. But no help for you. Yeah, but we're America, supposed to be... You're not vice president of the Democrats of America, Kamala. So 60 Minutes has a long history of being a rehab interview place for Democrats. Democrats screw up. They're running for president. Their mistress of decade comes forward. They go on there with their wife and hold hands. Guy's running for vice president. He impregnates a campaign worker while his wife is at home dying with cancer. He goes on 60 Minutes. He's rehabbed. That's what 60 Minutes does for Democrats. Now, Republicans, we saw Leslie Stahl with President Trump. So Tim Walz and Kamala Harris go on 60 Minutes and have made 60 Minutes history. For the first time ever, to my knowledge, the Democrat nominees for president on the eve of the presidential election go on CNN and are roasted big time. Devastating. Both Tim Walz and Kamala Harris. It is, I've never seen 60 Minutes do this to Democrats. Let me play this clip. We'll do Tim Walz here first, just one clip of this jerk, and then after the break, we'll get into the Kamalas. But this is Tim Walz being questioned by this guy from I don't know what this guy's name is. You know, it's not like the old days, right? We had Mike Wallace, you knew everybody. These people they have there, I don't know who they have there now. It doesn't. They're not. I remember when I was a kid, America stopped on Sunday nights for 60 Minutes. It was a big deal. Now, I mean, why are we talking about 60 Minutes on a Tuesday? Did this air Sunday night and we didn't know it? That's how irrelevant 60 Minutes is. But the sound bites are very relevant, and they're going viral online. So here's Tim Walz on 60 Minutes.
Whatever it might be, Walz has been criticized for embellishing or telling outright falsehoods about his military record and about his travels to Asia in the 1980s. In your debate with J.D. Vance, you said, "I'm a knucklehead at times." And I think you were referring to the time that you said that you were in Hong Kong during the Tiananmen Square unrest when you were not.
Yeah.
Is that kind of misrepresentation, isn't that more than just being a knucklehead?
I think folks know who I am, and I think they know the difference between someone expressing emotion, telling a story, getting a date wrong rather than a pathological liar like Donald Trump.
But I think it comes down to...
You gotta love this guy. This guy is shameless. You know, there's a movie, I don't know the name of the movie. Someone will know the name of the movie. It's with Walter Matthau. It's from the 70s. He's having an affair. He's in bed with his mistress. His wife comes in and catches him in bed. And his wife... Does anybody know the name of this movie? I know Steve will. It involves sex, and it's in the 70s. But if anybody know the name of this movie? His wife comes in and she says, "What are you doing? What are you doing in bed with?" And he's like, "I'm not in bed. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm here alone. I see her. She's right there." No, she's not. I don't know what you're talking about. It's gaslight. He convinces his wife, who just caught him in bed with a woman, that the woman's not there naked with him. That's what Tim Walz is. There are certain moments in time that are historically significant that you remember where you were when they happened, right? 9/11. The day the never-Trumpers shot Trump. Those of you that are older, where you were when Kennedy was shot. Those people, they know where they were, who they were with, and everything. 9/11, the big one. The Challenger explosion. Remember where you were when you heard that the Challenger exploded? I do. And Tiananmen Square is not one of the big ones, but it's something we remember. It was a big deal. Especially if you're telling people you were there. But let's go back to this, because I cut it off in the middle. Tim Walz on 60 Minutes. So they catch him with a lie. Well, people know I'm a knucklehead, as opposed to being a liar like Trump. This is like the Walter Matthau movie. I don't know what you're talking about. There's not a naked woman in the bed. We're not having sex. You're crazy.
Walz has been criticized for embellishing or telling outright falsehoods about his military record and about his travels to Asia in the 1980s. In your debate with J.D. Vance, you said, "I'm a knucklehead at times." And I think you were referring to the time that you said that you were in Hong Kong during the Tiananmen Square unrest when you were not.
Yeah.
Is that kind of misrepresentation, isn't that more than just being a knucklehead?
I think folks know who I am, and I think they know the difference between someone expressing emotion, telling a story, getting a date wrong rather than a pathological liar like Donald Trump.
But I think it comes down to the question of whether you can be trusted to tell the truth.
Yeah, well, I can. I think I can. I will own up to being a knucklehead at times, but the folks closest to me know that I keep my word.
Okay. So he's a liar. He's this is a lie he's been telling for decades. And he says, well, I got the date wrong. It's better than being a pathological liar like Trump, when he's turns out to be the pathological liar. Now, I have a working theory on Tim Walz with this Tiananmen Square stuff. I'm going to throw it out to you. And I'm not married to this idea, but this is a possibility. Tim Walz is a wannabe big shot Democrat. Maybe he's not CCP, okay? Maybe he's not a Chinese operative, okay? But he knows that the Democrat Party, they're all on the take with China, so he's pretending to be that. You understand what I mean? He's pretending to be on the take with China. This is a theory. I'm not married to this idea, I said, but it's a possibility. He wants people to think he's on the take with China because that's how you make it in the Democrat Party. Is he that sick? There was a guy he's out of prison now. I'm not going to mention his name. You longtime listeners will know who I'm talking about. We used to have a guy who's a local celebrity of sorts in South Florida on this program. Had him on here many times. And he's a good guy. I like this guy. Steve and I knew his attorney, and he also was friends with Jan Michael Vincent, the actor. And we used to have him on the show, and his lawyer was a good friend of mine and good friend of Steve's. And he went to prison for doing what Tim Walz did, telling lies. He liked to tell people that he was connected to the mafia. Okay? And I don't even know if he was Italian, but he used to tell everyone he was connected to the mob, to the mafia in particular. And there was one guy that he used to brag about having connections to who was a mafia hitman who went to prison for being a mafia hitman. He told this lie so much, the feds believed him. They arrested and charged him, and he went to federal prison for a couple of years, okay? Yeah. And he just embellished the whole story. It was part of it. I don't want to say who he is. Some of you will know, because at the time, he was a very well-known person in South Florida, okay? He was a business owner, and he was a very flamboyant businessman in South Florida, in Broward County in particular. And he's one of those guys that tells all these stories to be more interesting, exciting, and eccentric. And he actually went to prison. And I don't remember how many years. In federal prison, you have to do 80% of your time before you're eligible for parole. And they didn't have him on any crimes other than he was going around bragging that he was connected. It was a very strange situation. I can't believe they sent him up the river for that. So I'm kind of wondering, is that what Tim Walz is doing? The Democrat Party is so in bed with China and their China briberies, right? The Diamond, the Hunter, and all that stuff. Is he going around trying to make people think he's connected to the CCP and he's not? I don't know. But he's certainly a damn liar, and he got busted. That's who you want to give a national security clearance to and give him the presidential daily briefing. That seems safe. Oh, boy. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. We'll be right back.
The cold, hard truth. Delivered morning 6 to 9 right here on the Steve Kane Show.
Inflation is crushing Broward families' dreams.
The U.S. spends more on interest on debt than it does on national defense. This is not sustainable. Chris Eddy is a retired Air Force one-star general, a retired FBI intelligence leader, and a current Weston City commissioner who has balanced budgets. Help him stop the chaos by electing him as your next congressman in Florida's 25th district.
I'm Chris Eddy, and I approve this message.
Medicare recipients, listen up. Open enrollment is the only time of year you can make changes to your existing Medicare plan. Call Debbie at I Will Advisors, no matter where you're located in the state of Florida, for expert help this open enrollment period.
Prize people.
954-753-8080. 954-753-8080. It's 954-753-8080.
Oh, man.
Coming up next, it's their Health Fair, City Festival, and Business Expo. A day jam-packed full of health tips, city fun, and business showcases. Friday, October 11th from 10 to 3 at E. Pat Larkin's Community Center in Pompano Beach. Always will be on hand from 11 to 1
suffer from neuropathy? I did, until I went to Lighthouse Medical Center in Pompano. Numbness, pain, burning, tingling in my hands and feet, muscle weakness, loss of balance, muscle twitching have all but disappeared. Say goodbye to your neuropathy symptoms. Call Lighthouse Medical Center for a free consultation. 754-222-6642.
Hey, my True Oldies listeners, John Tesh here with some intelligence for your retirement this time. When you're looking for a retirement advisor, you don't trust and experience are two big qualities to look for. And as it turns out, my friend Jupiter Joe Thomas possesses both of these. Whether you're in retirement or looking to retire, I want you to give local expert Joe Thomas a call. Here's the number, 561-743-0999. Or, even simpler, you can go to jupiterjoe.com. Mention my name, John Tesh. You'll receive a free copy of Joe's book, Retirement Know-It-All. Great book. Call 561-743-0999. Or remember, go to jupiterjoe.com. That's jupiterjoe.com.
We take on the social justice warriors for breakfast. Now the Steve Kane Show is on the air.
All righty, we're back. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. I want to add something. I heard the recorded message for Jupiter Joe Thomas during the break. I want to add that Joe Thomas is also offering free phone consultations, which you can take advantage of no matter where you're located in the United States. And this is really an amazing thing. He's a top guy in retirement planning. Okay, he's a 5-time qualifying member of the $1 Million Roundtable, which is achieved by less than 1% of all financial advisors in the world. So he's a top guy in the industry, and he's offering you a free phone consultation. That's an incredible value. You don't even have to do business with him. You can just talk to him and then decide what you want to do. Give him a call. Talk to him about annuities, how you can protect your money from stock market losses. Talk to him about how you can stop losing your hard-earned money and generate income while you are retired. Here's his number, 561-743-0999. 561-743-0999. That's 561-743-0999. If you missed the number, just go to his website, jupiterjoe.com. jupiterjoe.com. Okay, so back to the 60 Minutes. Oh, boy. Bringing down Democrats for the first time ever. Maybe they're trying to make that show relevant again. I don't know. So Kamala's been saying, she said it in that debate with President Trump, that she's a gun owner. A gun owner. They asked her about it. This is 60 Minutes asking her about this gun.
You recently surprised people when you said that you are a gun owner. And then if someone came into your house...
That was not the first time I've talked about it. That's not the first time I've talked about it.
So what kind of gun do you own, and when and why did you get it?
I have a Glock.
Okay. Now, by the way, she did mention it again 9 years ago. I want to play that in a bit. A Glock. Okay, one of my guns is a Glock. It's a Glock 48. That's very generic, right? What kind of Glock? Anyway, let's get back to it.
So what kind of gun do you own, and when and why did you get it?
I have a Glock, and I've had it for quite some time. And, I mean, look, Bill, my background is in law enforcement. And so there you go.
Have you ever fired it?
Yes. Of course I have. At a shooting range. Yes, of course I have.
Yeah, I imagine when you're having sex with married men, you got to protect yourself. The wife may come over and confront you. So she did mention this. This is the first time I've seen this. This is a tape of her in 2015. They asked her about the last time she shot a gun. And I'm calling total BS on all this story, by the way. I don't think she's a gun owner. This is her talking about it 9 years ago. And boy, I must say, the last 9 years have been pretty rough on Kamala. She's aged quite a bit.
Well, real quick, have you shot a gun?
Yes, I have.
Well, tell us about the last time.
No.
Oh, there comes the tell. That's the lie. That with the cackle is a filler to think of what she's going to say.
Well, real quick, have you shot a gun?
Yes, I have.
Well, tell us about the last time.
No.
No. Interesting. No? Why not? Have you ever shot a gun? Yeah. Can you tell us about the last time? No. Why would you not talk about the last time, Kamala Harris?
Well, real quick, have you shot a gun?
Yes, I have.
Well, tell us about the last time.
No.
Yeah, but do you like hunt or like what do you do?
I'm a good marksman.
I'm a good marksman. I think she hunts married men. That can give her elevated career status and things like this. She's a good marksman. Now, I must tell you, there are marksmen and such, like in the United States Marine Corps. I have been shooting guns my entire life. I've owned guns since I was 12. I've been going to shooting ranges since I was much older than that, because back then I would just go shoot in the yard and hunting and stuff. But I have never heard anyone that I know that owns a gun refer to themselves as a marksman. Now, I've known some guys that are Marines that'll say that they were a rifleman and things like that, you know. But have you ever heard someone describe themselves at the gun range as a marksman? Anyway, back to this.
Well, real quick, have you shot a gun?
Yes, I have.
Well, tell us about the last time.
No.
Yeah, but do you like hunt or like what do you do?
I'm a good marksman. Yes, I have shot a gun many times.
You're a good marks person with a pistol or a rifle?
A pistol. And I'm not, that's it. I'm not going any further with it.
Yeah, if I go any further with it, I might give out some more details that I can't explain or back up. I didn't hear Glock yet mentioned. Maybe she mentions it at the end. I'll finish it.
You shot a gun?
Yes, I have.
Well, tell us about the last time.
No.
No.
Yeah, but do you like hunt or like what do you do?
I'm a good marksman. Yes, I have shot a gun many times.
You're a good marks person with a pistol or a rifle?
A pistol. And I'm not, that's it. I'm not going any further with this.
Concealed weapon permit?
I'm not going any further with this.
Okay, now this is interesting. I know we have some listeners in California. I know it's like 4 o'clock in the morning in California. What are the gun laws in California, in particular San Francisco, where she lived? What are the requirements to own a handgun, or she says, a pistol, in San Francisco, in the state of California? To buy, to possess, to own a handgun, notice no Glock mentioned there. And Glock, can it get more generic? How many different types of Glocks are there? There's a lot. But what is the laws in California in regards to purchasing and owning a firearm? What type of records are there? I don't know. I'm not in California, so someone out in California let me know. I'd like to know some things here. What kind of Glock, Kamala Harris? Where do you store it? When and where did you buy it? And if she bought it, she'd remember because she's only got the one. This gun range. Where was this? What gun range was it? Oh, and by the way, can we see the paperwork on the purchase? Do they have gun registration in California? I don't know. But I want to see some records of this. I'm calling total BS on this story of her owning a gun. I'm calling total BS on her owning a gun and having ever fired a gun. And on being at a gun range. Did you see Kamala with the shovel yesterday with her lipless husband that's been accused of slapping a woman so hard that her body spun around? Did you see how she used that shovel? This woman has never held a shovel in her life. I've never seen someone use a shovel like her. You're telling me that she's fired a weapon multiple times at a gun range when she was digging with a shovel like she was yesterday? By the way, I thought she grew up a typical middle-class girl. Middle-class girls know how to use shovels. All right, 1 hour down, 2 to go. If you're on hold, hang in there. We got a lot to cover today. I'm Brian. This is the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. Our number toll-free, 1-888-465-2631. We'll take our break for the top and be right back.
WSFS 104.3 HD3 Miramar. WIRK.
I got an itch on my back. I'm going to scratch it on the doorpost here.
96.9 FM, Boca Raton on 95.3 FM, West Palm Beach on 95.9 FM, and in Martin County on 106.9 FM. Programming paid for by Vic Canales Media Group. Your home, the Steve Kane Show. From the All Year Cooling Weather Center, South Florida's #1 choice for same-day AC service and installation. Here's your oldies forecast.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Michael Marone from the All Year Cooling Weather Center. Today is Tuesday, October 8th, 2024, and right now it's 76 degrees outside. As we go throughout the day, though, temperatures are going to reach as high as 84 degrees, and another rainy day as Hurricane Milton continues to approach the west coast of Florida. We are in a flood watch and a tropical storm watch, so make sure you keep an umbrella close by, stay dry, and have a wonderful, safe start to your Tuesday.
Weather brought to you by All Year Cooling. Enjoy free AC replacement estimates along with same-day service and installation. Visit allyearcooling.com to schedule your service today. And remember, the All Year family is here to serve your family all year long. And now, a True Oldies traffic check. Brought to you by the Palm Beach Kennel Club.
To speed on the turnpike north and south through Jupiter, Palm Beach, and West Palm. In Boca, crash of the right lane blocked 95 southbound at Congress Avenue. This traffic update is sponsored by Norton 360. October is Cybersecurity Awareness Month. Boost your password security with Norton 360. Weak passwords can be targets. That's why Password Manager is included in Norton 360 to help keep you safe. Get comprehensive protection and up to 58% off at norton.com/secure. That's traffic. I'm Dory Don.
Traffic, a service of the Palm Beach Kennel Club. The poker room at PBKC is open every day with 65 tables of action, including cash games, high hands, Mega Bad beat jackpots, and exciting tournaments. Bet small and win big with table games like Ultimate Texas Hold'em or 3-card poker with a $5 minimum 7 days a week. PBKC is also your best bet for exciting OTB action from Keeneland, Laurel, Santa Anita, and more. For more info, go to pbkennelclub.com.
When you need lab work, don't waste hours and hours waiting at the doctor's office or one of those big labs. Go to Any Lab Test Now of Boca and Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs. Their prices are guaranteed to be the lowest you'll find anywhere. No appointment, doctor's order, or prescription is needed, and you're in and out in 15 minutes or less. They offer every lab and blood work your doctor can order. They even have drug testing and STD testing. Take control of your health care and visit Any Lab Test Now of Boca and Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs. There's lots of Any Lab Test Nows around, but these are the only two advertising on our radio station. So don't use the rest. Only go to Any Lab Test Now of Boca and Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs. And make sure you tell them you heard about them on the radio.
And now a message from Scott from CutMyKilowatts.com.
This is Scott from CutMyKilowatts.com. I'm back. Dog days of summer are upon us. Your AC is struggling, running constantly, trying to hold the temperature, maybe even failing late afternoon. Your electric bill has gone up, even double. Radiant Barrier is the cure. Stop the heat gain, lowering the temperatures in the attic up to 40 degrees, cutting the FPL bills up to 40%. Dog days of summer sales, 50% on Radiant Barrier and insulation removal, rat proofing, and we even do AC ducts in the heat of the summer. Act now and get $500 off Radiant Barrier over 2,000 square feet and $1,000 off over 4,000 square feet, plus a 30% federal tax credit. So call now, 954-939-1500 to save big. Call 954-939-1500 and talk to the owner, Scott. That's 954-939-1500 or CutMyKilowatts.com. Estimates given on the phone, work done in days, not weeks. Easier than ordering a pizza.
On the air since 1977, it's the Steve Kane Show with Brian.
All right, callers on hold, stand by. Okay, so Kamala Harris told 60 Minutes that she owns a Glock. And I have this video I played of her in 2015. Okay, I looked this up. In California, to purchase a firearm, retail or from a private party, a firearm safety certificate is required to get from the state of California. And this one really shocked me. You have to do a background check to buy ammunition in California. I wonder if that applies to the criminals. The criminals that rob you, do they need a firearm safety certificate, and do they need background check before they buy ammo? So, if Kamala Harris truly owns a Glock, instead of us calling her a damn liar for the next month, can't she just produce, it's available from the state of California, her firearm safety certificate that's required to purchase? Unless you buy it at a pawn shop. But I seriously doubt Willie Brown's girlfriend went into a pawn shop to buy a gun. So I'm calling complete BS on that. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, hi, this is Chris Booker.
Hey, Chris.
How you doing? Fine. Listen, a point of information. She's a state attorney. In most states, lawyers are officers of the court. They don't need a license or nothing.
Oh, that was a long time ago, though. So where is that?
New York, I think New York still has it. Florida.
She's not in New York. She's not in Florida. So where is this Glock?
California. I said in most states.
Where is this? Well, hold on a second. So where is this Glock?
I'm a gun owner. Y'all know my 30.
No. I mean, where does she store her, Ms. Gun Safety here? Where does she store her Glock?
That's a question I can't answer.
Well, of course I know. Okay, I know you can't answer that. These are the follow-up questions that they didn't ask. Oh, you own a Glock, Madam Vice President? What kind of Glock do you own? Uh-oh. Madam Vice President, where do you store your Glock? Hey, can you show us your Glock, Madam Vice President? And show us where you store it? These are the questions, people. These are the questions. The follow-ups. They asked the first question, she lied, then you do the follow-up. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Jay in Fort Lauderdale.
Hey, Jay, what's up?
Hey, well, I hang around a lot of gun guys, and I would never just say a Glock. I'd always say the model and my number. It just comes out natural.
Well, you have a Glock, but you really own one. That's the thing.
3, yeah. I'd always say, well, the reason why I would bring up the model number is I've got really the most powerful Glock made. So.
Oh, what do you have? What kind of Glock? What Glock do you have?
Well, I've got several, but the one that I usually brag about, only with shooting guys that I don't, not in the general public ever, but with shooting guys, it just comes out naturally. I'll say, hey, I got a Glock 20, A
Glock 20, oh yeah, exactly. But Kamala didn't do that. She just used a generic Glock, a brand that is well known and easy to remember when you're lying.
Right. Now, how old was that interview, like 15 years ago?
Well, no. The first one was this weekend on 60 Minutes. She said she owned a Glock this weekend on 60 Minutes. The prior one was in 2015 when she said she's a marksman.
All right, 2015. Okay, 9 years ago. I wonder how long, if let's say you're hobnobbing around San Francisco politics, circles, entertainment, Montel Williams, parties and everything, how long do you think a guy would have her on her knees?
Oh my gosh. I mean, it's what happened to that conversation? We were doing good there. And then he got to, This is not the Howard Stern show in 1985. Notice, not now. Yeah. So that's the beginning. So the entire 60 Minutes though interview was a disaster. And I'm going to go through that on the program today. But the thing about the gun owner, and a lot of people say, what are you making such a big deal about it? So what? Well, we've already got Tim Walz just lying. I mean, just a bold face lie on this Tiananmen Square stuff. She's lying about this. These people lie. When I say these people, I mean these Democrats, Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. They lie about things that are not important. And the reason they lie, in Kamala's instance, for some reason she told a lie to gain credibility back in 2015 at this event. She's clearly lying. You could see it on her much younger face. She's aged a lot since 2015. I don't know what's happened. So she's married to it because it's out there. So she's got to stick to the story. So here's another one. Here's Kamala from 60 Minutes.
A quarter of registered voters still say they don't know you. They don't know what makes you tick. And why do you think that is? What's the disconnect?
It's an election, Bill. And I take it seriously that I have to earn everyone's vote. This is an election for President of the United States. No one should be able to take for granted that they can just declare themselves a candidate.
Oh, what? What? She didn't run in one primary. She didn't get one vote. She just declared herself the candidate.
And I take it seriously that I have to earn everyone's vote. This is an election for President of the United States. No one should be able to take for granted that they can just declare themselves a candidate and automatically receive support. You have to earn it. And that's what I intend to do.
Oh, yeah. You can't just declare yourself the candidate. Yeah, you know, there's been some people that have declared themselves. Castro and others, no elections. Don't you like this? She just declared herself. Oh, my goodness. This is something you've got to earn. You can't just declare yourself a candidate. Now, I want to remind you guys, though, that just because we are so far ahead in all the polls doesn't mean we can take anything for granted. You know, somebody sent me a DM, I can't remember if it was Instagram or Twitter. Why are you talking about Kamala? She's a loser. Well, that's probably a Democrat that doesn't want me to talk about Kamala. This woman is a dangerous woman. After the next break, I'm going to recap this disgusting thing she's doing about Florida during this hurricane before I even finish with the 60 Minutes stuff because it's so important. In fact, I think I need to do it every hour. What she's doing for Florida, to Florida. She's doing nothing for us but lying in a very bad way. I'm going to get to that after the break. But here's another clip of her from 60 Minutes.
What your critics and the columnists say.
Okay.
They say that the reason so many voters don't know you is that you have changed your position on so many things. You were against fracking, now you're for it. You supported looser immigration policies, now you're tightening them up. You were for Medicare for all, now you're not. So many that people don't truly know what you believe or what you stand for. And I know you've heard that.
In the last 4 years, I have been Vice President of the United States. And I have been traveling our country. And I have been listening to folks and seeking what is possible in terms of common ground. I believe in building consensus. We are a diverse people, geographically, regionally, in terms of where we are in our backgrounds. And what the American people do want is that we have leaders who can build consensus, where we can figure out compromise and understand it's not a bad thing, as long as you don't compromise your values, to find common sense solutions.
Okay. What the hell was that? Okay, Kamala Harris is highly skilled, believe it or not, at two things. One, having sex with married men. That's one, right? It's where she got, how she got where she's at. And the other one is this. She talks a lot and says absolutely nothing. They call them word salads, but it's really gobbledygook. She uses all these fancy words. They sound interesting, they sound important, they sound profound, but she's really saying nothing. It's gobbledygook. Now we're going to take our break, but first I want to tell you guys, open enrollment for Medicare is right around the corner, and it is the only time of year that you can make changes to your existing Medicare policy. You want to call Debbie at I Will Advisors. Debbie Klatzoff and her family have been helping Steve Kane listeners since 1993 with their Medicare each and every year. No matter where you are in the state of Florida, Debbie from I Will Advisors can help you with your Medicare. It costs you nothing. She'll review your policy and make sure that next year your doctors are covered, your prescriptions are covered, your local pharmacy is covered, your specialists are covered. If you have a supplement, she'll make sure you're not paying too much. If you need a supplement, she'll make sure you get the right supplement if you even need one. Give her a call. Here's her number. If you call early and you get an answer machine, leave a message. Debbie will call you back. 954-753-8080. 954-753-8080. 954-753-8080. We'll be right back.
Don't sit on the sidelines. Get in on the action. Call the Steve Kane Show live on air now. 888-GO-KANE-1. This is the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
Hey, it's Shannon on the radio with a quick reminder that if you like music by the Stones, the Beatles, the Beach Boys, the Four Seasons, and all those big hits from Motown, this morning, right after 10 a.m., it's all back on the air, right here on South Florida's True Oldies Channel.
Have you put off buying new tires because you thought they were too expensive? Find friendly prices at Friendly Tire and Margate on both new and used tires. New tires as low as $70 a tire. That's out the door and on the road because Friendly Tire doesn't charge you to balance the tire or mount the tire. They have thousands of used tires in stock too, starting at just $30. Call for a quote right over the phone. 954-977.
Steve, you there?
Yes,
Okay.
I'm here, but I can't hear in my headset.
Yeah, because during the break I turned it off, so I didn't get
Okay.
the feedback.
Chris Eddy is a retired Air Force one-star general, a retired FBI intelligence leader, and a current Weston City Commissioner who has balanced budgets. Help him stop the chaos by electing him as your next congressman in Florida's 25th district.
I'm Chris Eddy, and I approve this message.
Mike Lindell is offering wholesale pricing for Christmas. The standard My Pillow, just $14.88. They've never been offered this low before. That's right, just $14.88, and free shipping on orders over $75. So go to mypillow.com right now.
You know, Mike, I haven't heard that I Will Advisors commercial. I haven't heard that I Will Advisors new one, unless I've missed it. Do you see? Can you check? Yeah. It did play? I didn't hear it. Okay. All right, we are back 17 minutes after the hour. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. Steve Kane joining us. Hey, Steve.
Because I'm a little bit, I've got issues this morning, but I wanted to get in
Personal issues, psychological issues, what kind of issues?
a whole melange of different.
Oh, okay.
But just to clear up two questions you asked, the movie you're looking for is Guide to a Married Man.
Didn't I tell you that gets Steve going? Steve's here with us earlier. We talk about the sex movie. Steve's there. Yeah, and this gaslighting. That's textbook gaslighting. A Guide to a Married Man with Water Math Out. It's about swingers, right? Oh, cheaters.
The other question you asked about, you wanted to know that there was a guy we knew who was...
Oh, I know his name. I didn't want to say it because he's got his business back and everyone in town's forgotten about his crime. I know his name. Yeah, a very famous celebrity hairdresser. Well, I was trying to protect... He's got his life back from prison, Steve. I was trying not to give his name. I know who he is. Okay, yes. Yeah, I don't think he's there anymore. He's somewhere else. He had a few hair salons. Yeah.
60-minute thing. I didn't even know about it.
No, nobody really knew about it because 60 Minutes is so irrelevant today.
Are you saying that they went after her?
Kamala Harris and Tim Walz went on 60 Minutes, and for the first time in the history of 60 Minutes, they brought down the Democrat nominee and vice president nominee of the Democrat Party.
Put her on the spot.
They totally discredited both of them. And I'll it's never happened before. It's never happened before.
Field for discussion.
Well, that's why I'm talking about it on the radio, Steve. Yes.
Expression. The hook is, what are they going to do now that they've shot down both their candidates?
Steve, I've been telling you guys for weeks, and everyone thinks I'm nuts. okay? And I've been saying this, and I'm going to say it again, because when things like this happen, I mean, it's shown that I'm right. I believe that the Democrat Party establishment, okay, the establishment is like Pelosi, Newsom, and those. They're trying to purge their party of these lunatic, people.
Because there's nowhere to go.
No. I'm telling you. No, there's nowhere to get stuff. They have put up a sacrifice candidate. They've known all along that Kamala was going to lose, and they're trying to make sure that happens. They're working against Kamala. They want Kamala to lose. And it's never happened before, and it'll never happen again. But that's what's going on. The establishment, the deep state, and the Democrat establishment want her out.
They wanted to lose. Why are they?
Well, they have to run somebody.
Well, why are they involving what's his name?
I don't know what you're talking about. Obama? Obama just probably misses the crowd, so he wants to go out and get love from a crowd again. He's a psychopath. He misses adoring fans. Or maybe he's just trying to hook up with some groupies. I haven't really seen him too associated with it, tell you the truth. But their 60 Minutes interview was a complete disaster for them both. Steve, don't you understand? What I'm trying to tell you is CNN, 60 Minutes, and the Democrat establishment leadership are working to help Trump become president. That's where they're going. They want to they have realized. Steve, CNN ran Biden out of the presidential race, right? CNN ran Biden out of the presidential race with that debate. Okay, that debate was the first debate that I've ever known of before the conventions. Neither of them even had the nomination officially. That's never happened before. They wanted him out. Then, almost a week ago, 5 days ago or so, CNN came out with their poll, projecting Donald Trump a 70% chance of winning the Electoral College. CNN. Now 60 Minutes brings both candidates on and humiliates them. They're working to help Trump because they want to purge their party of these lunatic people with their gender problems and Hamas and all this stuff.
Supposition.
I think the evidence supports it. I mean, what they did... Let me pull up that clip. I don't have it queued up because I was going through everything in order. I've been playing them all morning. You've been listening. Those clips have been from 60 Minutes. Yeah, no, I've been playing them all morning. But I want to play... I got to find this one because I don't have it queued up.
With Kamala, sounded like she had lost her mind.
Yeah, well, that's it. Yeah, that's from 60 Minutes. She's lost her mind.
Incoherent.
Yes. Yeah. Now, I'll just play this one again because this one's Tim Walz. I got to understand, when Democrats are in trouble, they go on 60 Minutes to have their reputations rehabilitated. Bill Clinton's running for president. A beautiful hairdresser comes out and says she's been having an affair with him for 10 years, and she has recorded sex conversations with him. She plays on TV. Bill Clinton goes on 60 Minutes with his wife, and they're rehabbed. John Edwards impregnates a girl on his campaign. Reporters chase him into a stall in a public bathroom. He goes on 60 Minutes. He's rehabilitated. 60 Minutes is a Democrat rehab program. They didn't want to rehab. They wanted to destroy them. They brought 60 Minutes had Tim Walz and Kamala Harris on to destroy them. Okay, and this is the one. Let me play the one clip I have of Tim Walz. This is all you need. This is on him. This is Tim Walz.
Might be
on 60 Minutes.
Whatever it might be, Walz has been criticized for embellishing or telling outright falsehoods about his military record and about his travels to Asia in the 1980s. In your debate with J.D. Vance, you said, "I'm a knucklehead," at times. And I think you were referring to the time that you said that you were in Hong Kong during the Tiananmen Square unrest when you were not.
Yeah.
Is that kind of misrepresentation, isn't that more than just being a knucklehead?
I think folks know who I am, and I think they know the difference between someone expressing emotion, telling a story, getting a date wrong rather than a pathological liar like Donald Trump.
Okay, now before I play the rest, that's where the movie reference, the Guide to a Married Man, comes in. When he's caught in bed with the woman. Here he is, 60 Minutes is pointing out a bold-faced lie, and he's telling you, I didn't lie. Donald Trump's lying, right? I mean, he's just pathological.
That kind of misrepresentation, isn't that more than just being a knucklehead?
I think folks know who I am, and I think they know the difference between someone expressing emotion, telling a story, getting a date wrong rather than a pathological liar like Donald Trump.
But I think it comes down to the question of whether you can be trusted to tell the truth.
Yeah, well, I can. I think I can. I will own up to being a knucklehead at times.
I mean, he's a liar.
But the folks closest to me know that I keep my word.
Yeah, even though I'm lying, I keep my word. 60 Minutes never does this, guys. All the scandal with the Democrat, they ignore or excuse. This has never happened before to both of them, okay?
But I'm trying to get an idea.
I've been telling you, they're helping Trump. 60 Minutes, CNN, and the Democrat leadership of Pelosi and Newsom and the other bigwigs are trying to sink Kamala and help Donald Trump.
Is Kamala going to continue to give interviews?
Yeah, she's doing some other things, right? Howard Stern, Colbert, she's doing all these ridiculous interviews. Yes. But the 60 Minutes one was supposed to be a cakewalk. It was supposed to be a formality, not a roast. Now, but Steve, these are pre-recorded interviews. The questions and the way they edit could change that, and they didn't. They decided, they brought down both of the president and vice presidential candidates. They brought them both down. Now, I want to tell you guys this incredible offer going on right now at MyPillow. And when I tell you limited time, remember last week, I told you the $25 extravaganza was going to end last week, and it's over. They got a new special. This is just for a limited time, and this is an amazing one. The MyPillow that started it all with our promo code Kane. Now, I paid $65 for mine 10 years ago before we had our promo code and everything. Steve, $65, and it looks just like the day I got. In fact, I've been trying to figure out which are my new MyPillows and which is the 10-year-old one. I can't tell, because everything Mike Lindell makes is such high quality and made to last. But you can get that MyPillow that I paid $65 for 10 years ago for just $14.88 with our promo code Kane at checkout. The queen size MyPillow was just $18.88, and you can get the king size. My wife and I ordered two of the king size. I didn't realize how big they are, Steve. You can get the king size MyPillow for just $1 more, $19.88, with our promo code Kane at checkout. These are incredible deals. They are going to be there for a limited time. Great time to start doing your Christmas shopping. Remember, free shipping on orders over $75. So make sure to use our promo code Kane at checkout, Kane, at MyPillow.com. You can also order by phone, 1-800-716-4879. 1-800-716-4879. Promo code Kane, Kane. All right, we're going to take our bottom of the hour break. If you're on hold, stand by. We'll be right back.
Making morning radio great again. It's the Steve Kane Show with Connie and Craig. to you by All Year Cooling. Enjoy free AC replacement estimates along with same-day service and installation. Visit allyearcooling.com to schedule your service today. And remember, the All Year family is here to serve your family all year long. And now, a True Oldies traffic check. Brought to you by the Palm Beach Kennel Club.
Turnpike north and south through Jupiter, Palm Beach, and West Palm. Boca crash of the right lane blocked 95 southbound at Congress Avenue. This traffic update is sponsored by Norton 360. October is Cybersecurity Awareness Month. Use your password security with Norton 360. Weak passwords can be targets. That's right, password.
Yeah, I haven't heard the I Will one at all.
Yeah, apparently they played at 6:40.
Okay, it's supposed to play every hour. Okay.
Beach Kennel Club. Listen to the PBKC Picks live podcast every Wednesday morning at 10 a.m. It's showtime at PBKC. Get your tickets today for paddock dinner shows, including the Pure Zeppelin Experience this Friday night, October 11th, plus Let It Be November 8th and Petty Nicks November 22nd. And don't miss comedian Jimmy Fallon for 2 shows, November 15th and 16th. The paddock is also your best bet for OTB action and football Sundays. For more info, go to pbkennelclub.com.
This is your time to really focus on wellness. Wellness of mind, body and spirit. Amrit Ocean Resort is now open on Cinder Island, a next generation luxury wellness resort, merging Eastern principles and Western luxury. The 4-story wellness spa is like nothing you've experienced before. Hydrothermal water therapy, hot and cold pools, steam, sauna room, inhalation salt therapy chamber, and Arctic chill fountains, all designed to detox and relax. All located on the picture-perfect beaches and impressive facilities of Amrit Ocean Resort. Face and body treatments, including Reiki experiences, reflexology and massage. Explore all available offers at amritocean.com. That's AMRITOcean.com.
We have to call Barry early today. He just texted me because he's got something coming up. Can you call him at 7:40?
I was about to say, want me to call him after the next break?
We got to do it before the break. So can you call him at 7:40, and then I'll take that break early.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Appreciate it. Oh my goodness. Wow.
The Steve Kane Show listeners are truly the best customers we have ever had. They are courteous, intelligent, honest, and quite a joy to work with. We have completed thousands of projects for the listeners, from repairs, single-family homes, large HOA complexes, and churches, with great success, and every one of those customers are like family. We have installed all kinds of roofs, from asphalt shingles, clay, and concrete tile.
Holy smokes.
So come on and let our family take care of your family. Call me on my cell at 954-604-4602 or find us on the web at laportacontracting.com. The number again is 954-604.
I'll make sure that's the right I Will advisors that's coming on.
It talks about I think so. I'm looking at the time. It's 23 seconds. Let me see. We'll find out real quick. It's talking about the open enrollment.
Hands and feet, muscle weakness, loss of balance, muscle twitching have all but disappeared. Say goodbye to your neuropathy symptoms.
I know it's shorter. I made it shorter.
Center for a free consultation. 754-222-0000. 6642.
Medicare recipients, listen up. Open enrollment is the only time of year you can make
That's it.
changes to your existing Medicare plan. Call Debbie at I Will Advisors, no matter where you're located in the state of Florida, for expert help this open enrollment period. 954-753-8080. 954-753-8080. That's 954-753-8080.
Now, back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig, celebrating.
All right, call us on hold. Stand by. I'm Brian Craig, Steve Kane. You back with us, Steve Kane? Yeah, I'm going to. We're going to take some calls. I know it's crazy stuff. You know, before we go to the calls, though, I want to say, you know, my daughter last night called I was going to meet my daughter in Orlando this weekend to go to Halloween Horror Nights, and because of the hurricane, we had to cancel the trip, right? Because we're getting hit by the hurricane in Orlando. And we told her, you know, we're bringing her and a friend. We said, you can keep the airline tickets. You can fly anywhere you want, you know, on those tickets this weekend, since we had to cancel the trip. She called us last night, my daughter. She's flying into Florida to spend the week with us. and she's texting me from the airplane. She's in the air right now. And they're flying over the hurricane. And she took a photograph from the window of the plane over Hurricane Milton. I cannot freaking believe it. I'll put it on my Instagram later, guys. Brian Craig Show on Instagram. Little plug for my Instagram. Okay, so let's go to the phones. And then coming up, because I want to do this again, I led the show with it, but Kamala Harris has done one of the most low-life things I've ever seen a candidate for president do. We'll take a couple calls, and then after the next break, I'll get into that. All right, our number 1-888-465-2631. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, good morning, IB and Broward. Hey, Uncle Steve.
Hey, IB, I gotta ask you a question here. Okay, first of all, pick up the phone. You're on the Bluetooth. You should know better. You're chronic. You know the rules. Okay, Okay. Well, it's going to end probably just as quickly. No, I'm kidding. You do something on your calls, and I just want to know why you do it. Okay? You call Steve Uncle Steve, which is a Neil Rogers reference, right? Because Uncle Neil. That's why I wonder, why do you do that?
Actually, Steve, you have an ace card, a trump card. I will tell you on another day. All you have to do is ask me, why do I call you Uncle Steve and why do I call Brian Brother Brian? But not what.
I don't remember what. Yeah, why do you call him Uncle Steve?
Why? I will have to admit it, but on another day, because I'm a little guilty about something. Is why I called him Uncle Steve. I'm a little bit guilty about something.
What?
Shared with you guys.
Well, share it. Let me tell you, IB. Whatever it is, it's got to be more interesting than what you called about.
You're not going to pull me in, Brian. Let me just say this. Kamala and Walz, typical. Just like when Brian corners one of these liberal Democrats.
Here's the suck up, so I lay off. He's sucking up, so I lay off. The compliment.
This is why I was calling in, because with the gun story, she immediately knows she knows she's lying. So this is where the laughter comes in, of course, but
yeah,
she didn't want to answer any more questions because she knows she's lying, so she didn't. That's why she backed.
Well, I played two clips. One was from 60 Minutes this weekend where she said she owned a Glock. The other one it just came out from 2015 where she said she owns a Glock, she's a marksman, and she's shot it many times at the range. That's new audio. But let me tell you, I appreciate the call and the compliments and the sucking up, but you said you're feeling guilty about something. Have you done somebody wrong?
It's not a suck up. I wanted to show how the Democrats.
I know, but what are you ashamed of? Have you done somebody wrong? Have you done something wrong?
No, it's just something that it's between Steve and I will tell him on another day.
It's between Steve. Do you hear what he's saying? Well, there's something between you and him.
It's the guilt that I have. It's the guilt that I have.
What did you do something? Did you do something? Hold on. Did you do something to Steve?
At all.
Did you do something to me? Does it involve, you had a thought about Steve. You had a thought about Steve.
No, not about Steve. It's about the radio show. It's about the show, the radio show. It's not really about Steve. Steve is just the person that makes all of this happen. Without Steve, this conversation wouldn't be happening. There would be no show. My point is, it's about this show. To answer your question, it's about the show.
Okay.
Say exactly what it is. But I have.
Oh, it sounds like a thought. Is it a bad thought about Steve? A bad thought about me?
That's a bad thought about me.
About you. But so you had a thought that's a bad thought, but it's a thought about the show and it's about Steve.
No, it's not a bad thought. It's a thought that I had that I feel guilty about, is what I said.
Guilty. Okay. What are you feeling guilty about?
What is this, Dr. Lemess?
I'm sure people are very curious.
Let me just say this. I don't know how much more you Democrats have to see.
Oh, my goodness. Hey, IB, I appreciate the call. I told you, whatever this mystery is more interesting than anything else he's got to say. All right. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Jeff from Maine. Good morning, Brian.
Hey, Jeff.
Hey, Jeff.
Hey, listen, I got a take on the 60 Minutes interview. The mainstream news media and them are trying to be relevant. The only reason that they are doing this to Kamala is they're taking orders from the Democrats, and they see the writing on the wall. Trump's going to get in there, and they're not supporting Trump, but they're just trying to be relevant.
No, this is what's going on. No. It's not. Listen, I got to run for a break. Okay, we got to take our break early, but I'll explain it after the break. Okay. Okay, so I appreciate the call, Jeff. We're going to check in with Attorney Barry Siegel, Steve. And if this hurricane has told us anything, it's things are unpredictable. From the Siegel Law Group, Attorney Barry Siegel. Hey, Barry, what do you have for us today?
Well, good morning, Brian. Good morning, Steve.
Good morning.
What you just said is exactly what I was going to talk about. First of all, with this hurricane coming, wishing everyone be well and safe. And if you have any loved ones in that central Florida area, wish them well. Being a Floridian for my whole life, we've had to deal with this all the time, and it's all about being prepared. And some people wait till the last minute to get prepared. Some people
Can
get
you move
prepared
those
well
spots
in
to the
advance.
break
And
when
we've
he was
seen
going to call in the next
sometimes
hour?
we have people who
because I got to do
just
these
wait
live
too
spots
long.
too.
There are people who evacuate way too
Yes.
late, or at least attempt to evacuate way too late, and they can't get out. And that's really the point about the planning that we do. You can either wait till the last minute, or you can plan ahead and make sure you have everything in place so you don't have to panic last moment, so you make sure that you have the peace of mind that you and your family are well taken care of.
Absolutely.
Today.
Absolutely. And remember, no matter where you are in the state of Florida, Attorney Barry Siegel and the Siegel Law Group can help you. And it's always a no-charge consultation with the Siegel Law Group if you mention you heard Attorney Barry Siegel on the program. All right? Here's his number. It's toll-free, 855-FLA-3782. 855-FLA-3782. And online, SiegelLawGroup.com. All right, Attorney Barry Siegel, we will talk later in the week. Oh, I think we lost him. I'm not sure. I think we lost Barry, but we'll talk to you later in the week, Barry. Take care, and we'll be right back.
Cold, hard truth. Delivered morning 6 to 9 right here on The Steve Kane Show.
Are you feeling safe and secure in your home? Unfortunately, millions of Americans are vulnerable to break-ins every year. But what if you can have peace of mind knowing that your home is protected 24/7? At Sloman's, we understand the importance of home security. That's why we're offering a free home security system with free professional installation. When you use our low-cost central station monitoring, our top-of-the-line systems are designed to detect intruders and alert authorities and give you real-time updates right to your smartphone. And with our state-of-the-art monitoring center, you'll have 24/7 protection from any threat. Don't wait until it's too late. Protect your home
What are the live spots in the next hour? Okay, because I'm going to have to move one of these to then because...
Yeah, just Angel Water next hour.
Okay, so one of these, I don't know which one I'm going to do in the next hour. Because we're... Yeah.
We take on the social justice warriors for breakfast. Now the Steve Kane Show is on the air.
All right, we're back. I'm Brian. Steve Kane is here. Well, what I was talking about with Jeff, Steve, what's going on here? Let me be clear. Okay. I've mentioned this many times in the last few weeks, and no one, and I don't think it's sunk in with anybody because it sounds so crazy. But after the 60 Minutes interview, I think it's another example, like with CNN, that what I'm saying is true. The Democrat Party establishment, which includes the deep state and the Pelosi class, okay, they have a problem in their party. They've lost their party. It's been taken over by these gender weirdos and Hamas. And other lunatic fringe groups. And they, like AOC, and they realize that their party is not electable nationally. So what they're trying to do, the Democrat establishment, they want Kamala to lose. They want to purge their party of these lunatics, these critical race... Well, they want to lose the election. It's like our Republican establishment has actively tried to lose multiple elections because they don't want Trump taking it over. The Democrat establishment have a similar problem with these lunatic fringe people that they're trying to purge. And a loss gives them an excuse to purge their party of these radical elements. That's what's going on here. Since Kamala, since they pushed Biden out, since that CNN debate with Biden and Trump. That's when I started talking about this.
They seemed very high on Kamala.
That was no, never. She was always a sacrifice candidate, like Bob Dole was for us in '96. Sacrifice candidate. All right, let's take another call or two, and then we'll get into more of the audio because we got you're fine, Steve. We're safe, unless you move to Tampa. It's not ever going to get to you. Sir, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
It's Renee, the uppity black guy from Harlem.
Nobody has said that but you.
Yeah.
I know you fantasize. No one said that but you.
Oh, we're not eating any more dogs and cats, so you can relax on the panic screw.
Come on, Renee, get this show back on the tracks here. My mind's starting to wander. You can do it.
You white supremacists keep complaining about Kamala owning a gun, which is really surprising because you are the people that love guns.
No, we're not giving her. We don't believe her. We think she's lying.
So what? If she, right?
But if she's lying about it, I do not. Because Kamala, well, in a little bit, I'm going to recap this big lie she told yesterday. It's a huge lie. Kamala, I'll tell you why. When Kamala speaks to different groups, she says different things because Kamala is a survivor. Every moment is to get to the next point. So she will say and do whatever she's got to say to get to the next point. No, in 2015, for some reason, she told people she was a marksman and owned a pistol. Yeah, she did. I'll pull it up. I'm glad you said that. Then I'm going to play it again. I'm going to pull it up. She said she was a marksman. Well, maybe not everyone did. No. Yes, she did. Here it is. I'm going to play it right now. Listen. No, I'm going to play it. Kamala Harris in her own words. Well, you did. Well, I'm going to play it. You said that I lied because you... No. This is awesome. No, this is awesome. Renee, you called me a liar. She called herself a marksman. Okay? See how desperate he is not for me to play this? He's acknowledging the great replacement theory. No. She said she's a marksman. I'm going to play it right now. Can you stop talking? So Renee, I want people to clearly hear what Kamala Harris said. This is in 2015, and she's speaking at she's speaking at a forum that Politico set up. Okay, 2015. Listen.
Well, real quick, have you shot a gun?
Yes, I have.
Well, tell us about the last time.
No.
Do you hunt or what do you do?
I'm a good marksman.
I'm a good marksman. She said she's a marksman.
I'm a good marksman.
A good marksman.
Do you want to apologize for calling me a liar, Renee? But you said I lied about that. She said she's a marksman. No, she said she's a pretty good one.
I'm a good marksman. I guess I shot a gun many times.
You're a good marksperson with a pistol or a rifle?
A pistol.
A pistol. Who calls their Glock a pistol? But I guess you can if you don't know what you're doing. But no, she said she's a marksman. I think she's a liar.
It's your opinion.
Well, I was right about the last thing you said. Then why do
you care so much?
Because she's...
Love guns?
Because she's...
Carry a gun.
Well, first off, I don't know if she has the right to carry a gun. I don't know if she's mentally stable enough to be a gun owner, quite honestly.
She's not mentally stable.
She's a compulsive liar.
The Constitution.
Really? Oh, so now you're a constitutionalist, Renee.
Oh, now you're not.
See how far they have to go to support Kamala, Steve? They all of a sudden have to support the Second Amendment.
Change the Constitution when a black person's involved.
Oh, now she's black.
Oh, now she's black. I thought she changed. Didn't
right.
Trump change it?
Yes, okay. Oh, my goodness. I've got a headache. Steve. Oh, my goodness. Oh, all right. Let me play this clip, okay? Kamala Harris, there was a false story posted yesterday by NBC News. NBC News reported that Kamala Harris has been trying to get Ron DeSantis on the phone to help with the hurricane, and he is refusing to take her calls. So, and DeSantis was asked about this by Sean Hannity last night. But first, let me play the Kamala clip. She's on the tarmac. A reporter comes up to her and asks her about this lying story that DeSantis is rejecting her calls. Listen.
Governor DeSantis, NBC is reporting Governor DeSantis is ignoring your calls on hurricanes, resources, and help. How does that hurt the situation here?
You know, moments of crisis, if nothing else, should really be the moment that anyone who calls themselves a leader, since they're going to put politics aside and put the people first.
Okay, so she went right with the lie that she's been calling DeSantis to help and he won't take her calls. Now, I'm going to play DeSantis in a moment who says it's a lie on Fox last night to Sean Hannity. However, she is the vice president of the United States. Every call she makes is logged. She could produce the log of all these calls to Ron DeSantis that he refused to take and prove DeSantis to be a liar, but that has not happened yet. Here's DeSantis on Hannity last night. Hannity asks him about it.
It's on leveraging all resources available, including from the federal government. And I've been in touch with both FEMA and the president, as well as marshaling all our state agencies and working to support our local communities. And so for Kamala Harris to try to say that my sole focus on the people of Florida is somehow selfish is delusional. She has no role in this. In fact, she's been vice president for 3.5 years. I've dealt with a number of storms under this administration. She has never contributed anything.
Okay, now Hannity is going to ask him if she's called.
Any of these efforts. And so what I think is selfish is her trying to blunder into this. No, and here's the thing. She has no role. No, she has no role in this process. I'm in contact with the President of the United States. I'm in contact with FEMA director. I'm obviously managing all our state agencies. We're supporting all our local government. And I will say this. I've had storms under both President Trump and President Biden, and I've worked well with both of them. She's the first one who's trying to politicize the storm, and she's doing that just because of her campaign.
Okay, there. So she's a liar. She could produce the logs that proves that she's been calling and he has not been taking the calls. She hasn't done that, and she's just pathological, Steve.
Fiction.
Well, she went right with it when they asked her. They
be able to maintain this till the election.
Well, I'll tell you, this hurricane, Steve, is projected to be the worst hurricane that anyone alive has ever seen, that this could be the worst natural disaster Florida has ever been hit with. I hope those predictions for the weather people are wrong. This is a bad one. This is the worst I've ever heard. It's frightening. If this were hitting our part of Florida, we'd be out of town. You wouldn't stay here, Steve. You'd fly out. And I'd fly my family out. I mean, we're in a safe area. My daughter's flying in to it today, So when this hurricane hits, God hopefully it's not as bad as they're predicting. But she made a very bad choice about that lie, especially when people may die tomorrow night and Thursday. They're talking about 15-foot storm surge. Storm surge means the ocean has risen, okay? And the way I describe it to people is this. If I'm standing in my front yard and I get a 15-foot storm surge, well, first I'd be dead from the force of it. But if I was still standing in my yard, I'd be 15 feet beneath the ocean. You understand what that's what the storm surge means if it's 15 feet. 8 feet, same thing with 8 feet. So this is a deadly storm that's coming, and she's politicizing it with lies, undermining the governor of Florida, who's in charge with keeping us safe, that we need to lean on and depend on to help us. She's a sick person. If you're on hold, stand by. I want to tell everyone about this incredible offer to get a free doorbell camera that connects directly to your cell phone with the installation of your Sloman Shield from Sloman's. You really want to get this camera, guys, if you don't have it. It's a great addition to your security at home, and it's also a great convenience. I mean, imagine anytime there's movement at your door, you get a notification on your phone, you can look and see who's there. You'll never get up to look at who's at the front door ever again, and you'll be answering the door a lot less. Okay, those salesmen, those lawn guys that are always coming, knocking on the door to trim the trees and all that stuff, you'll never open the door for those guys again. Sloman's is also going to give you a free customized home security system and professional installation when you use their low-cost central station monitoring. They're going to give you an LED touchscreen, a motion detector, 10 contacts for the doors and windows, a lifetime warranty, a backup battery, and a free doorbell camera with the installation of your Sloman Shield. Give them a call right now. 1-833-283-5050. 1-833-283-5050. That's 1-833-283-5050. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, gentlemen. It's Greg.
Hey, Greg.
Hey, Greg. What's up?
Let's hope and let's pray for those people, because people are going to lose their homes. There's going to be lives lost, without a doubt. And thank you, Brian, for finally acknowledging the leadership that Ron DeSantis has shown during hurricanes. You say, quote unquote, spectacular.
I was going to say to Brian, I think it's time we give Ron DeSantis a break.
I've been complimenting him all day. Have you heard the show?
I think we should give him a new start.
We'll see. But he, I would have no problem if Trump made him the head of FEMA. When it comes to disasters, he's good.
So
thank you, Steve.
Show compassion here.
Compassion? I'm worried about the people of Tampa. No, don't get so far. Don't go so far. You don't have to get crazy now. Anyway, Greg, what's on your mind?
He's showing, these are important matters that are going to impact Florida lives.
Yeah, so I'm not a partisan hack. Even though he lied to me and President Trump, he does a good job during the hurricanes.
All right.
It's true.
Oh, get over it.
Yeah.
And the second point I'd like to make is your theory, Brian, is, and I love the word you use, Steve, I don't use it often, supposition. And you go supposition of bond supposition. You're telling me CNN wanted Biden out of the election.
Everybody believes that. Yes, look at the debate. Yes.
Even though Trump was crushing Biden in every poll,
they gave Trump a free ride during that debate, and they destroyed Biden.
But your theory's flawed, because if they want to win and he's crushing Biden in every poll. Why do they want Biden out?
They want to purge their party. Oh, I told you guys. I've told it a million times. I only have 10 seconds. The CNN is the CIA. He blew their operation in Afghanistan, and a whole bunch of CIA operatives were murdered because of it. So that's why the deep state brought Biden down for the Afghan withdrawal. Greg, we're out of time for the hour. Thanks for the call. We'll be back after our top of the hour break. Don't go anywhere.
WSFS 104.3 HD3 Miramar, WIRK 103.1 HD3 Indiantown, and heard in Broward on 96.9 FM, Boca Raton on 95.3 FM, West Palm Beach on 95.9 FM, and in Martin County on 106.9 FM. Programming paid for by Vic Canales Media Group. Your home for the Steve Kane Show. From the All-Year Cooling Weather Center, South Florida's #1 choice for same-day AC service and installation. Here's your oldies forecast.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Michael Marone from the All-Year Cooling Weather Center. Today is Tuesday, October 8th, 2024, and right now it's 76 degrees outside. As we go throughout the day, though, temperatures are going to reach as high as 84 degrees, and another rainy day as Hurricane Milton continues to approach the west coast of Florida. We are in a flood watch and a tropical storm watch, so make sure you keep an umbrella close by, stay dry, and have a wonderful, safe start to your Tuesday.
Weather brought to you by All Year Cooling. Enjoy free AC replacement estimates along with same-day service and installation. Visit allyearcooling.com to schedule your service today. And remember, the All Year family is here to serve your family all year long. And now, a true oldies traffic check. Brought to you by the Palm Beach Kennel Club.
A right lane's blocked with a crash in Boca, 95 South at Congress Avenue, and Delray Beach, a crash Jog Road at Monaco Boulevard. This traffic update is sponsored by Lowe's. Holiday hosting starts at Lowe's. Get up to 35% off select major appliances, plus save an additional $75 on select cooking appliances, $899 or more. Valid through 10/16 while supplies last. Selection varies by location. Appliance savings vary based on purchase amount. Exclusions apply. See Lowe's.com for details. That's traffic. I'm Dory Don.
Traffic, a service of the Palm Beach Kennel Club. The poker room at PBKC is open every day with 65 tables of action, including cash games, high hands, Mega Bad V jackpots, and exciting tournaments. Bet small and win big with table games like Ultimate Texas Hold'em or 3-card poker with a $5 minimum 7 days a week. PBKC is also your best bet for exciting OTB action from Keeneland, Laurel, Santa Anita, and more. For more info, go to pbkennelclub.com.
Brian Craig here. When it comes time to get my blood work done, I don't have time to spend hours in the doctor's office or waiting hours in one of those big labs. That's why I do any lab test now at Boca and any lab test now at Coral Springs for all of my lab work. Their techs are highly skilled and professional, and the prices are guaranteed to be the lowest on lab work you'll find anywhere. Appointments are necessary. Doctor's orders and prescriptions, they're not needed either. I'm in and out in 15 minutes or less. I get the results the next day in my email box, and they also send it to my doctor. There's lots of any lab test nows around, but these are the only two advertising on our radio station. So don't use the rest. Only go to any lab test now at Boca and any lab test now at Coral Springs. Any lab test now at Boca is in the Sandalwood Plaza. It's where the Western Beef is, between Palmetto Park Road and Hillsborough Boulevard on the east side of State Road 7, 441. Any lab test now at Coral Springs is on the southeast corner of University and Ramblewood by the Coral Square Mall. Call any lab test now at Boca at 561-237-5009. Any lab test now at Coral Springs number is 954-906-5983. And don't forget to mention that you heard about them on the radio.
And now a message from Scott from CutMyKilowatts.com.
This is Scott from CutMyKilowatts.com. I'm back. Dog days of summer are upon us. Your AC is struggling, running constantly, trying to hold the temperature, maybe even failing late afternoon. Your electric bill has gone up, even doubled. Radiant Barrier is the cure. Stop the heat gain, lowering the temperatures in the attic up to 40 degrees, cutting the FPL bills up to 40%. Dog days of summer sales. Save 50% on Radiant Barrier and insulation removal, rat proofing, and we even do AC ducts in the heat of the summer. Act now and get $500 off Radiant Barrier over 2,000 square feet and $1,000 off over 4,000 square feet, plus a 30% federal tax credit. So call now, 954-939-1500 to save big. Call 954-939-1500 and talk to the owner, Scott. That's 954-939-1500 or CutMyKilowatts.com. Estimates given on the phone, work done in days, not weeks. Easier than ordering a pizza.
On the air since 1977, it's the Steve Kane Show with
All right, hour number 3 has begun. Calls on hold, stand by. I'm Brian Craig, Steve Kane here. Yep. No, not yet.
Okay, I want to ask you sum this up in a sentence to make sure I understand you correctly. So is what you're saying that for all intents and purposes, this race is over?
Yes, I've been telling you that for months. Yes.
And he knows it?
Yes.
And they all know it?
Yes.
Okay, let's...
Yes, yeah, all right. Our number 1-888-465-2631. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
It's Jack again. How are you, sir?
Hey, Jack. Hey, you ready for the hurricane? You're in Sarasota.
We are in a safer place.
Where's that?
Shortly after I contacted you. Let's just say I'm closer to you, and I'll just kind of leave it to that.
Whatever that means.
Actually, this is more for Steve Kane. I wanted to say that I appreciate you being a more grounded individual who notices that this affects both Democrats and Republicans.
Oh, my goodness. So pathetic.
Let him finish.
He's finishing. Don't worry. I'll let him finish. So just pathetic.
I do want to say that I do appreciate kinder words, and
yeah.
partisan here.
Of course not.
Everyone. And it just really...
You're not partisan. You were the one that was talking about climate change yesterday at the end of the show. But let me tell you why I'm laughing here, okay?
Particular question.
No. This is the thing with this guy, okay? This is so typical. Steve and I have worked together for a long, long time, okay? Yeah, we've longer than our board-out Mike's been alive. And you know, this just cracks me up because Steve and I have seen this happen so many times. Steve and I, over the years, we argue on the air a lot, right? And sometimes we've got in some knockout dragouts on the air. Off the air, I don't think Steve and I have ever had a crossword off the air, Steve, have we? I don't think in all these years we get along very well. We have once the mic's off, once the show's over, it's all over. There's been a long list of people like you who what you're trying to do is, and this is what Greg was doing too earlier before the top. You're trying to divide Steve and I and work one against the other. You know what I mean? You know, you call in, you compliment Steve, you know, for holding me. You know, see, he admits it. He admits it. You're a manipulator. That's not a compliment. You're a manipulator, an attempted manipulator. It's a bad character trait, and it's quite dishonest and low life. But you are a Democrat, so I don't expect more than that.
Why do you seek to insult people who have a different opinion than...
I'm not insulting. I'm giving some analysis of this pathetic attempt that you're trying to pull here against Steve and I.
Let me ask you, why does Project 2025 want to get rid of funding for FEMA?
I don't know. It has nothing to do with me or Trump.
Yeah, it has everything to do with...
No. I mean, why did Bill Clinton fly on Jeffrey Epstein's plane? I don't know.
Well, you piqued my curiosity. How does Project 25 fit into our discussion?
Mm-hmm. It's an SOS.
To funding for FEMA, because funding for FEMA is necessary in...
Oh, well, that's interesting because Project 2025 is an idea. It has nothing to do with Trump, and it's not in place. So it has nothing to do with FEMA funding now. So why is it broke?
Why was his name in it over 300 times? Because
the jerk that wrote it is probably a never-Trumper trying to sabotage him like these Lincoln Project jerks. It's probably one of them. And by the way, the guy that put together Project 2025, they fired him over it.
You know.
Did Rachel tell you that? Mad Al?
Your viewers. You're gaslighting your viewers. You know that. You know that, Brian.
What you're doing is a diversion. You got busted. You got busted trying to manipulate Steve and I, try to put us at each other's throats, and now you're just throwing out, what about Project 25? What about this? What about climate change? What about this? What about that? You're pathetic. You're just like Kamala.
What you're saying is getting through to people who don't understand what the truth is.
Oh, tell us the truth. Tell us the truth.
That Trump does not believe in climate. And Trump wants to get rid of funding for...
Well, excuse me. Everyone believes in climate change, right? Today is kind of a nice day, a little cloudy. Tomorrow, there's going to be a devastating hurricane hitting Florida. The climate will change by tomorrow. What you're talking about is this. You don't even know what you support. This is typical MSNBC. Rachel, you don't. No. You don't even know what it is you support. The climate is always changing. It's called weather, right? Some days it's sunny, some days it's rainy, some days it's hot, some days it's cold. The climate has changed. What you lunatic Democrats are trying to do, and you're a useful idiot. You're too dumb to even understand what they're doing. What they're talking about is not climate change. The climate is always changing, the seasons and such. What they're talking about is man-made climate change, that human activity is altering the climate of the planet. Therefore, we must alter and reduce our carbon footprint. And it's only the United States that reduces its carbon footprint, not India, not China. And the Democrat Party, which is owned by China, is pushing this crap, okay, to help their benefactors that have bribed them, China. China has no oil to speak of. And they're behind all this green crap. They don't want us to be the leader because we have more oil than Saudi Arabia. We have more oil than any other nation on the planet. They want us to reduce our carbon output, reduce our oil output, so China can sell all their battery-powered crap. And you don't even understand what you support.
You just contradicted yourself. You know that, right?
No, I did not.
Why would China want us to lower our carbon emissions?
Because how do we lower our carbon emissions in the United States? No, not innovate. You reduce carbon emissions in the United States by reducing your industrial output, factories and such.
Air and water?
The air is fine. The water is fine, especially with the Angel water purification system, which I'm going to talk about shortly. But you reduce, plugging. It's called making a living, promoting fine businesses. The United States reduces our carbon output by reducing our factory production and things and other things similar to that. And China increases and doesn't go by anything. It makes them economically stronger than us. China wants to take over the world. You're aware of that, right?
Is the United States the leader in the world or not? Aren't we supposed to lead the world to a better place? Yes or no?
I don't know if we're supposed to. We are the number one economy in the world, the largest economy in the world. But we used to be a lot bigger. Don't you understand? We used to be a lot bigger and have more impact. Now our economy is about the size of Europe combined. We used to be the size of Europe and Asia combined. But the Democrats are wrecking it to help their benefactors in China. You know this. You know this. You're not a useful idiot. You are one of the propagandists for the Democrats that are spreading the message.
Science, Brian, and people like you who have their
basic science. What degree do you have? What science degree do you hold?
Brian, this is basic science.
Tell me the science degree that you hold.
Brian, you have your head in the ground and you're ignoring.
What is the if I go to the periodic table? If I go to the periodic table, what would carbon be listed as on the periodic table?
Brian
with his condescending tone. All right, listen, if you're on hold, stand by. It's the Steve Kane Show. We'll be right back.
Sidelines. Get into the action.
I might need it. I just wanted to leave you real quick. I'll be right back. goodness. All right. Callers on hold, stand by. You know, Steve, give me a good opportunity to tell everyone, that last caller, about the Angel water purification system, which I've had in my house now for 2 weeks. In fact, I'm drinking my Angel water right now that I brought in. And, you know, my daughter, who's coming to visit today, since she moved to California, which has been like 2 years almost now, the last couple times she came, she's been complaining about our water when she showers. Because out in LA, they have better water, I guess, than we have in Florida. I don't know. But it is a big difference. And this is going to be her first time when she showers this week, showering with the Angel water purification system. All the water in the house is filtered through the Angel water purifier before it enters my home, okay, which includes the water in the shower. It is amazing. My wife and I both remarked on this. Our skin feels like we've used moisturizer on it, but we haven't. We've just gotten in the shower, showered with the Angel water, and we've been clean for the first time ever. We've been dirty, but now we're clean with the Angel water. It's absolutely amazing. I'm going to give you the number to Angel water in a moment, so get something to write down. Have Rocky come out. He'll to water in your home like he tested mine, and I was shocked. Angel water will not only give you clean water, it'll make you healthy. It'll extend the life of all your appliances that use water, right? Your washing machine, your dishwasher, your water heater, your refrigerator, all those things. The Angel water purification system takes out these toxins that other systems don't and gets rid of all those forever chemicals, which are very dangerous according to the EPA. And they have an incredible promotion going on right now. If you mention you heard about them on the radio, Angel Water is going to give you a free under-the-sink reverse osmosis system, which I have, with the purchase of your whole house refiner, which I also have. They're also offering 12 months no-interest financing with no prepayment penalty. Give Angel Water a call. Have Rocky come out and test your water at no charge. Find out what you've been drinking. You're going to be shocked, too, and you're not going to like it. But I'm drinking my Angel water now, and it's clean, it's purified, it's healthy, it's safe, and it tastes like Fiji water. 561-899-6585. 561-899-6585. That's 561-899-6585 for Angel water. All right, you want to go back to the phone, Steve? Yes, yes. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning.
Yes.
Oh, okay. It's me. To tell. This is Joan from Tampa Bay.
Yes, Joan.
Are you...
1:30, 2 o'clock, taking the back roads because the highways are backed up.
Are you? Did you call and tell us you're going to Lakeland?
Yeah.
Be careful. Lakeland's going to get hit too. You're not. It's really not far enough away, but it's better than being in Tampa Bay.
Yeah, but I'm in a manufactured home, honey.
Oh, yes.
Stay is better for me.
Yes, it is better. It is better. Yes.
Better for me. But Mr. Sarasota, all right. Listen, 1962. My weekly reader said Manhattan Island would be underwater by 1990.
That's right.
Manhattan Island is still there. So
The weekly reader. I forgot about the weekly readers.
you didn't get those?
Yes, of course I did. I just forgot about them. Haven't thought about them in a long time. Yeah, those were those things we used to get in school. They would tell us all kinds of things. When I was in school, they used to tell us about the coming ice age in the 70s. Oh, yeah, and what happened to that hole in the ozone? That we're all going to get radiated from the radiation of the sun because of aerosol cans with the hole of in the ozone, right? What happened to that?
The aerosol cans. And you know what? Before the Olympics in China made their people in that city not drive for a month because of the smog to clear it.
You know, when I was in 10th grade, I remember this so well. I was in 10th grade here in Fort Lauderdale. They showed us a special about the rainforest. An area of the rainforest the size of Rhode Island is destroyed every day. And did you know by the year 2000, so get ready, guys, by the year 2000, we're not going to have enough oxygen to breathe. Because the rainforest that was being destroyed, that's where all the oxygen's produced. And here we are 24 years later, and things, oh, I forgot, there's another one. Remember acid rain? What happened to that? Acid rain. What happened to the acid rain that scientists warned us about?
Right. Well, why don't these people go and plant more trees?
I got a better idea. Why don't they stop taking bribes from China? How about that? Because that's what this is all about.
Trees. That takes care of that crap in the air, right? It's in the stuff and it emits oxygen, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Plant trees, you.
Yes. Tree, lunatic. But I got to tell you, be safe, okay? You're in Tampa. You're in ground zero. Get the hell out of there. How you getting out? Because you said your son's gone. How are you getting to Lakeland?
I'm driving
myself. I saw the roads out of Tampa last night on the Weather Channel, and it was a parking lot.
Well, I'm taking the back roads.
Okay.
Since I live here, I'm not going on the interstate.
Okay, I don't blame you. Stay off the interstate. All right, good luck, all right? She's in ground zero for the hurricane. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Anthony Black from West Palm.
Hey, Anthony, what's up?
I'm actually calling, I know it's kind of a little getting off, but are you familiar with the HARP system? Because there's a lot of social media that's kind of pushing that into what's going on in North Carolina and whatnot.
Is this the weather control? The weather control?
Yeah. Isn't that?
No, it's a myth. It's a myth.
Okay.
I mean, I've heard of cloud. I've heard of cloud. Yeah.
So apparently, this device can actually manipulate the storm or the weather to create a storm to basically be able to steer it. And apparently, it's been around for 30 years. Technology.
No, that's crazy talk.
Yes.
Total crazy talk.
But it's light.
So who controls? No, but you obviously believe this weather control device exists.
Well,
you know where this idea? I'm going to tell you where this came from, and you're going to think I'm nuts. But this is where this weather device thing came from. How old are you?
56.
Okay, you're old enough to remember. Remember Luke and Laura? General Hospital? You people are going to think I am so nuts, okay? Luke and Laura from General Hospital, and they... this is where this thing came from. They had Luke and Laura were the biggest thing in the country for a couple of years on General Hospital when you and I were kids. I used to watch it. Everybody watched it, except Steve Kane. Probably didn't watch it. Well, Steve, I was a kid, and I was out of school for the summer. Now, let me tell you what happened. Luke and Laura, which is a very politically incorrect high time, Luke actually raped Laura, then they ran off together and got married, and raped her in a disco that was run by Richard Simmons, who just died. But they were on the run from a wealthy... guys, you look up what I'm telling you. This is where the weather control thing that everyone's talking about came from. They take stuff from movies and TV and make it real. They were on the run from an evil, wealthy family called the Cassadines. And the Cassadines had a weather control device, which they on General Hospital, they put into action, and it was snowing during the summer in Port Charles. And this whole weather control device thing that's all over the internet that people are talking about being real, it was an idea that they took out of that storyline of Luke and Laura from General Hospital back in the early 80s. I'm not kidding. It is true. And it's this is who controls this weather device, caller, in your mind?
Right.
Who controls it? U.S. government? Who controls it? Okay, so when President Trump was in his first term, he had control over the weather device. Why did he let Puerto Rico and the U.S. Virgin Islands get slammed? if he had control, if he had authority over the weather control device.
Okay, maybe it's not the government that controls it. Maybe,
How about this? Maybe it's BS. Maybe it's total BS.
Listen, I don't disagree, but there's facts in the sense that these companies now are actually trying to buy
What?
Millennium properties out.
Well, sure, yeah. People's houses are worth nothing. It's a real estate. People may come in and try to buy it up, like in Maui, But land is always cheap in North Carolina. So I don't know about that in Maui. Land is limited and expensive. No, there's no weather control device. I'm sorry. I know we can light up the phones and talk about it for hours, but it's BS. Unless you think Donald Trump is an evil man who did not use it to stop the hurricanes.
They're good for what's going on, and we'd be silly not to elect this man.
Okay, well, we're on the same page then. And there's another thing, too, guy, about the weather thing, okay? A lot of things, liberals start a lot of dialogue to discredit MAGA people, conservatives. They've always done this, and this is one of them. This is something that makes us look stupid.
I just wanted to get your intake because I know that...
Well, no, see, the thing about... I give an example. The thing about the eating the cats in Springfield with the Haitians, that's true, okay? In fact, there's a new video on Twitter today of a Haitian guy skinning a cat. Okay, I retweeted the video of it. If you guys go to my Twitter, Brian Craig Show on X on Twitter. Okay, so what they do is they bring up these crazy stories like this to discredit the ones that are true and make us sound like nuts. There's no weather control device. I'm not saying that somebody wouldn't like to have one, but it doesn't exist. And I'm not kidding. They did steal that from General Hospital. They took it from a movie and made it into a reality. In their mind, as a narrative. That's where they got the narrative from. It's a false narrative.
Well, I appreciate your time.
Okay, hey, no, I appreciate the call. Well, welcome. Thanks so much. All right, we'll be right back.
Making morning radio great again. I think you're going to really love it. It's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
Hey, Marjorie Taylor Greene's wrong. If you're on hold, hang in there.
Brought to you by All Year Cooling. Enjoy free AC replacement estimates along with same-day service and installation. Visit allyearcooling.com to schedule your service today. And remember, the All Year family is here to serve your family all year long. And now, a True Oldies traffic check. Brought to you by the Palm Beach Kennel Club.
Heads up for a crash in Jupiter, a right lane blocked 95 North approaching Indian Town Road. In Boca, a right shoulder's blocked with a crash 95 South at Congress Avenue. You're stop and go from Atlantic Avenue. This traffic update is sponsored by ExpressPros.com. If your supply chain demands a flexible workforce, hire with Express Employment Professionals. From contract to full-time workers, from Express Employment, you get the staff you need and manage contingent labor costs. Learn more at ExpressPros.com. That's ExpressPros.com. That's traffic. I'm Dory Don.
Traffic, a service of the Palm Beach Kennel Club. Listen to the PBKC Picks Live podcast every Wednesday morning at 10 a.m. It's showtime at PBKC. Get your tickets today for paddock dinner shows, including the Pure Zeppelin Experience this Friday night, October 11th, plus Let It Be November 8th, and Petty Mix November 22nd. And don't miss comedian Jimmy Fallon for 2 shows, November 15th and 16th. The paddock is also your best bet for OTB action and football Sundays. For more info, go to pbkennelclub.com. Are you feeling safe and secure in your home? Unfortunately, millions of Americans are home.
It's all thing. I know kind of what that guy's talking about too, but it's like it's all video. But
someone like kind of debunked it, saying, "Well, that's literally just like the Navy map of targets where it's like, where like Bill Gates and other people are trying with spots, or like where like nuclear fallout and stuff like that wouldn't reach enough or something like that."
Yeah.
So like that's the whole other switch. I don't know. I get it from when you like, because I wasn't old enough, like when you guys saying like from when it started to now.
Yeah, no, it's I don't believe it either. I know a lot of people in the chat are telling me I'm wrong, but that's okay.
I guess we'll never really know.
Yeah, it's like the chemtrails.
Yeah, it's still going today. So.
I'm sure the people that believe the weather machine exists believe in chemtrails.
Sometime this morning, it didn't just stop working yesterday.
That's fine. That's okay.
I've never in my life seen it happen like that.
That's fine.
Brand new machine just stopped.
It's not that hot.
It was horrible.
Yeah, well, it was hotter yesterday. I guess because it's dark and been raining. It's stuff.
A lot of money for that thing.
I saw when I came in it said 81. I'm like, oh man.
Yes, it was 83, right? I went up to the roof. I tried to see the breaker. It wasn't that. Here, same thing. I think it's the circuit board inside.
Oh yeah, yeah. Could be.
Hopefully they come.
Well, it's rough for you guys. You're here longer than I am.
Horrible. How's everything else going?
Everything's great. Awesome. Things going good.
How we looking with what was I gonna say? I'm like, my brain is mush.
Angel Water?
I forgot what I was gonna say. Yeah.
Oh, I think they're doing great.
Yeah, I forgot what I was gonna say.
Yeah, they're doing good.
Everything else good though?
Everything's great.
All right, cool.
Everything's great. Luckily, we're not getting the storm.
Huh?
Luckily, we're not getting the storm.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens over the next
Maybe Okeechobee might
20
get some.
hours, right?
Yeah.
Once that eye restructures, it's supposed to open up a little bit.
Yeah. There's this one model that has them bringing the cone down. It's going to hit Tampa, Sarasota. This is what they say on the Weather Channel.
I'm just nervous that once it hits the Atlantic, it's going to boomerang.
Yeah.
Like,
Go down.
out to sea and then come back around. Right?
Yeah.
Because there's no rule that says it has to go straight out to sea.
This is a bad one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember when I probably told you this, when I first started at this radio station, we had a hurricane come in, and they talked me into working through the hurricane overnight, and the tower was next to the building. And I said, I don't know, that tower's going to fall in the building. And they said, the tower's built so it falls away from the building. So I said, okay. I was like 18. I said, okay. So after the storm, I was like, well, luckily that tower, and the engineer says, Brian, how do you build a tower when there's 120 mile an hour winds to fall in a certain direction? They lied to you. Yeah, they lied to you. But the tower was like right here. You know, would have been dead.
Yeah, those. I've seen the tower go down.
Yeah. And
it was a planned.
They're a lot bigger than you think.
Yeah. When those things fall, man, it's
yeah,
scary.
it is. And some of them on the bottom, there's not much on the bottom. Just like a pole. Yeah, that's it.
It goes down like
It's like in a diamond thing. Yeah. But it breaks and...
Yeah, we have 2 stations in Ocala that we're...
Oh, that's...
I mean, Helene was kind of...
That's good.
Tough.
Yeah.
This is going to be...
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yep. All right, callers on hold, stand by. You back with us, Steve? Oh, man, so this is going to be a bad hurricane. I'm here to, not for you and I, but for many of our listeners, it will be. All right, let's go. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Hey, Brian.
Hey, Brian. Hi, Steve. How are you today? You know, day by day, I watch this Democratic Party, and I watch how it's more from supposedly the party of the people into basically a total collapse. I mean, the only person I think that could really want to be part of this party now is probably Chairman Mao. When we see the way they're treating our fellow citizens, especially in North Carolina, Georgia, and that, I don't see a single Democrat on those anywhere speaking out about this outrageous behavior. Everyone's in lockstep. Massive.
Well, when you say outrageous behavior, what do you mean? You know, to me, what's going on here is Kamala Harris is saying federal assistance in times of disaster will only go to communities and states that vote Democrat. If your state votes Republican, no federal aid for you. You'll die. And it's a
able to vote in the election.
It's a death panel. It's a death panel, is what it is.
Isn't it the highest leadership level?
Worse, it is. It's hard to even fathom that this is happening.
Yeah.
But the area of Florida that is again, I am not a weatherman. I am not a meteorologist. I'm just a guy who's lived in Florida my whole life and been through a lot of hurricanes. Okay, but I'm not an expert, and nothing I am saying is to be taken as meteorology or advice. Okay. When I watch the hurricanes, I watch the European model. The European model is the most accurate. There's two things you look for. The European model is the more accurate model. It has it just south of Tampa, and also Jim Cantori from the Weather Channel. Wherever he is where the storm's going to hit. Those are the two things you look for. Okay, the area Kamala Harris is offering no help to Florida. She's lying about calling DeSantis. The area of Florida that is projected to be hit is one of the most Democrat areas. Okay, Hillsborough County is where Tampa is. That whole area in Orlando and everything. Florida is a Republican state, but there's a hell of a lot of Democrats here. In Tampa, during the lockdowns, that's where the sheriff arrested the preacher for having church services. Okay, they arrest preachers in churches for having church service. Very liberal. But these Democrats think they're guilty. They're MAGA by association, so no FEMA for you, just like in North Carolina. Okay.
Well, this party is really, I would say, basically collapsed into almost a communist agenda. It's just incredible to watch.
They want us dead. They want us dead.
They do. They literally do. They declared war on us. But are there no intellects at any level in the Democratic Party who will speak out and say they disagree with these policies that are being...
No.
Anybody?
No.
No. I agree with you. You know when they got all the spaghetti in the cone? You got to get the European spaghetti straight. That's what you follow.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, this hurricane, if you want to follow this hurricane, the Weather Channel is better than the Fox. In the last hurricane, the Fox Weather Channel was doing very good. I don't know what they're doing now, but the Weather Channel has the best coverage on this hurricane that's going to hit Florida tomorrow night. So that's where I would watch the Weather Channel.
I think the Democratic Party is going through a collapse, and again, this is just a disgrace, and people know it.
Look, what I'm trying to explain. Look at.
So I'm the only one who's worried that it's the.
Steve, you're always worried, though.
But I mean,
you're like Richard Lewis.
Afraid that what this present scenario lays open is an opportunity for all kinds of.
Steve, no, it's over. No, look at how many Republicans. Donald Trump has been basically running for president for almost a decade now, right? In that time, how many Republicans have been trying to undermine him? The Lincoln Project, President Bush, both President Bushes, because they were both alive. So what I'm telling you, Steve, is the Democrats are doing the same thing to their own party. Their party, see, the Republican establishment, like the Liz Cheneys, okay, and her war criminal daddy and Bush, they think the Republican Party has been taken over by lunatic fringe people. That's us, MAGA, Trump. Okay, we see the world clearly. They do not. The Democrat leadership have seen what's happened to their party. It's been like yesterday. I was talking about that sex podcast that Kamala went on, and the girls said to Kamala, these guys they talk about the tampons. We did a video. We went out on the street and asked guys. They didn't know what part of the body the tampon was used on, and they couldn't identify the parts of the vagina. Well, why do you think that is? I mean, when I was a young guy and you two were young guys, believe me, we could identify the parts of the vagina and we knew where the tampons went, okay? But the guys now the guys now can't do it because half of them are gay, another third of them are some made up gender, right? And the other ones are exactly, and they're disgusted by the vagina, Steve. So they have No. So the Democrat lead. Okay, whatever. But the Democrat leadership establishment have realized their party has been taken over by fringe lunatic leftists. They have their own MAGA problem, right? Like the Republican, the Cheneys have a MAGA problem. The Democrats realize that their party has been taken over by these lunatics that can't identify the parts of a vagina, Hamas, and other fringe lunatics. They're trying to purge their party so that they're electable again. And by the way, they're losing power.
Party though?
I hope so. I don't want them to get their party back in order. I want the Democrats to be a disaster. You know, but they don't. But see what
election.
What we have against the Republican establishment, they didn't. We have a charismatic, competent leader, Donald Trump, and look at what happened. The Trump family took over the RNC and wisely put Laura Trump in charge of it, who's brilliant, who has about 50,000 lawyers or more, 100,000 lawyers working for them around the country at polling locations. So we got no worries. The Democrats, the leadership, the Pelosi's and the Newsoms are trying to save their party from these nutbags, AOC and the rest.
Well, they've identified with the nutbags, and that's what they're known for now. You know,
Pelosi is a nutbag.
Yeah,
she does, but she does. They're all Democrats are nuts, okay? But some are nuttier than others. Do you really think that Pelosi and Governor Newsom think it's cool that 6'2" guys are swimming with the chicks and beating up women at the Olympics? Come on. No, they understand that all this is what Rush used to talk about, Rush Limbaugh. All Democrats care about is power. And as long as they're supporting men beating up women in boxing matches in the Olympics, they're not going to be electable. So they're trying to purge their party of this lunacy. Okay? And
come back from the storm thing, this is really putting everything front and center, and I think a lot of people identify this. This storm is just showing how nuts they are. No money for FEMA, or you got $700, total ineptitude. I think people maybe have had it with the Democratic Party finally.
In fact, there's. I don't know if we have time to play it. The show's. I got to cue it up. I got to find it. But I've got this audio. Jean-Pierre recently said that FEMA money was not used on illegal. She said this a couple weeks ago. 2 years ago, she said it was, and there's the videos out there. Okay, so they got caught. They were illegally using FEMA money as a slush fund to put these illegals all over the country and set them up with homes and EBT, all that stuff. And now there's a disaster and the money's gone and they got caught. And let me tell you, people may go to jail for that.
Pretty much stormed off out of that press conference the other day.
Did you see what she was wearing yesterday, Jean-Pierre?
Yeah.
Did you see? She was wearing a man's suit, a zoot suit.
Yeah. This isn't cutting it, I think, with the American people, even no matter how far to the left they are, I think.
Mm-hmm. All right, listen, we got to run. Thanks for the call. We'll be right back.
The cold, hard truth. Delivered morning 6 to 9 right here on The Steve Kane Show.
All right, it's time to check in with William Youngerman from the offices of William Youngerman Incorporated with the Morning Gold and Precious Metals Report. William Youngerman, how are the metals looking today?
Metals are looking stable again, still at the lower end of our trading ranges, giving us buying opportunities. But gold yesterday trading in a range of $26.37 all the way up to $26.60, closing out the day down to $11.20 at $2,642.10. Silver was down 50 cents at $31.65. Platinum lost $16, closing out the day at $9.73. And palladium was up $12 at $1,010. Overnight, we've seen gold trading in a range low of $26.28 and the high of $2,653 the ounce. Right now, gold at $26.4650. That's up $4.40. Silver down 50 cents at $31.15. Platinum down $11 at $9.62, and palladium down $8 at $1,000. So the markets are settling right around the lows. Great buying opportunity.
Absolutely. What's the best deals right now with gold?
Best deal on gold coins is the kangaroos from Australia's Perth Mint.
Yeah.
Great value.
And these are 1 ounce coins.
1 ounce pure gold coin.
Yeah.
They are gorgeous.
Yeah, and you get. And when I say what's the best deal, I'm asking William Youngerman, what can you buy where you get the most gold for your money? And those beautiful coins from the Australian Mint are the lowest premium, the lowest price on the 1 ounce gold coins. William Youngerman opens up at 10 a.m. His number, toll-free, 1-800-327-5010, 1-800-327-5010. He's located in Boca at 150 East Palmetto Park Road in Boca, immediately east of US 1 Federal Highway on the south side of Palmetto, on the first floor of the Bank of America building, directly across from the bank lobby. And you can find both his address and phone number on his website, WilliamYoungerman.com. WilliamYoungerman.com. All right, William Youngerman, we'll talk tomorrow.
Okay.
All right, we'll be right back. All right, I pulled up that audio, Steve. Okay, so this is about the FEMA money. This is it's a side by side. The first part is Jean-Pierre earlier this month about the missing FEMA money.
Just categorically false. No, Biden did not take FEMA relief money to use on migrants.
Okay, that was this month. Here is Jean-Pierre, September 2022.
FEMA regional administrators have been meeting with city officials on site to coordinate available federal support from FEMA and other federal agencies. Funding is also available through FEMA's Emergency Food and Shelter Program to eligible local governments and non-for-profit organizations upon request to support humanitarian relief for migrants.
There she goes. So she admitted it 2 years ago. They're using FEMA money for the illegals, and then 2 weeks ago, or not even 2 weeks ago, this month, that's why she was wearing a man's suit yesterday. She didn't even know what she was. She looked like she was going to a Halloween party. All right, let's go back to the phones. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, Jay from Jersey.
Yes.
Oh, wow. I can't even believe you this morning. Your state is about to be devastated.
Mm-hmm.
All you can think about is a telephone call. Your state and people are about to be killed, destroyed, houses, no place to live. And you think nothing better than to tell all these lies about what's going on.
What do you think we should be doing today?
With you.
What do you think we should be doing on the show today?
I mean, maybe telling people what they should be doing, getting at it.
Oh, see, Jay, okay, Jay. See, we're not in Jersey where a bunch of Democrats waiting for the government and FEMA. We're Floridians, and in Florida, we take care of ourselves during hurricanes. We don't sit around and wait for the government to come and die.
The problem is you're lying.
What did I lie about?
Okay, I'm just going to give you one.
Oh, please.
Just so I don't have to go through all of them.
Oh, yes. There's so many. No, we've got 12 minutes.
Okay, well, here's the one.
Let's do a lie a minute.
One is the lie that you're talking about, that the people are only, the ones that's already been devastated, are only going to get $750.
No,
So first, get people to have something in their pocket.
So what's the lie? They're offering $750 emergency relief.
Right now.
Well, they need all the money now. They need the help now.
You get $44,000 after that.
$44,000.
That's one part of it.
$44,000. So this is great, Jay from Jersey. This is awesome. So you mean if Steve's house gets destroyed by this hurricane, my house gets destroyed, we're going to get $44,000 for our houses each? No. That's oh my goodness. Steve's house is
The first lie about the $750.
Kamala said that Kamala said that. $750.
Why do you only do part of the investigation?
The investigation?
The investigation.
I don't know. I have not seen a single. Excuse me. Where are these people getting? By the way, Jay doesn't understand. 44,000 is far less than what an average home is worth. So if someone's lost their house, they're going to give them $44,000. You can't even. How do you pay off the mortgage with that?
If anything, you should have insurance on your home. But do you think they're going to
insurance?
Value for their homes? Are you stupid enough to believe that?
So they're not getting help. So they still owe the bank the money.
No, they're getting help.
No, they're not. Have you the people? Because I've seen people. Because the people.
What?
Because Kamala lied. Kamala lied. She didn't call DeSantis. DeSantis said so.
Think it's important. Do you think tomorrow, the next day, when their people's homes are destroyed, the only thing that people are going to think about is Kamala lied about a telephone call? Are you really thinking that's what they're going to be thinking?
I haven't seen a single person in North Carolina tell anyone that they've gotten $44,000 from FEMA. FEMA said they have no money.
That's a lie. That's a lie. The governor and the mayor from North Carolina said that Trump is lying.
No one's gotten $44,000. In fact, FEMA said they have no money. They spent it on all the illegals. No, it's not. It's being widely reported. It's being widely reported. Okay. Let me tell you, Jay. I will allow the court of public opinion and the listening audience decide who's truthful, me or you. I'm quoting Kamala Harris. No, I'm quoting Kamala Harris. So now, if you think she's lying, okay, I get it.
You think that that's what this is?
What's the next one?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm in my car. We're following each other.
Where are you driving? Where are you driving?
No, I don't know how to get out of here, so I'm going to follow you.
Can you?
I got to go. I can't talk to you.
Who's that, Johnny Law? Sounds like Johnny Law. Is that the cops? Was that like a Jersey State Trooper? Oh, my goodness. And by the way, Jay's voice sounded a little different today, didn't it? A little more feminine. I was getting to that, but all of a sudden he had to go, yeah, well, maybe next time. Didn't sound like the same person.
Yeah, I think he was just in the car. It sounded a little different. It was definitely him. I could tell by the raspy.
Oh, no, it was the same person. It was the same person, but the voice just sounded a little more feminine.
Yeah, oh, yeah, for sure.
It sure did, didn't it?
He's got to be a little feminine to think the way.
Oh.
We're here in Florida where we are free-thinking Florida.
Yes.
We take care of ourselves.
Correct.
Don't worry. We don't need the newscast to tell us what to do during a hurricane.
That's right, we know.
We know what to do. We wake up and we deal with it weekly. So what I was calling in about is that our state is leading all of the rest of this country in the right direction. We're running away from what the policies of California and New York and New Jersey were. Those policies have got us to the point where we're at right now. Jay in Jersey doesn't realize that, he's got a melting pot in Jersey. It's all type of people there that don't give a damn about this country. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So the longer that we allow these people to run the way they've been running and use these slush funds that they've created over the years to steal money from us.
They got busted.
We're going to just,
they got busted.
Haitian migrants.
And by the way, the media are trying to tell us it's not true. FEMA said they have no money. Mayorkas, they said they have no money. They said it.
There's so much scrutiny under the Congress. It's because they know he's stealing our money.
Correct. Correct.
Before.
Yep. All right, good to hear from you, Wellington. Now, a lot of guys, it's been 6 weeks. It's been 6 weeks since I started my testosterone therapy at Game Day Men's Health. Boy, time flies when you've got your testosterone back to the levels they were when you're in your early 20s and you're feeling great. I've noticed so many changes in my life since I had my testosterone restored to the levels it was when I was in my 20s. And I know a lot of guys say, oh, my testosterone's not low. Yes, it is, unless you're at Game Day Men's Health getting the testosterone treatment. Low testosterone is part of the aging process. Women go through menopause. Us married men know about that. Men, we have a similar thing. It's called andropause. Andropause is the male equivalent of menopause. And we have a lot of symptoms with low testosterone. And all men, as you grow older, your testosterone levels go down. Chronic fatigue, loss of muscle strength, erectile dysfunction, a decrease in your sex drive, unable to lose weight, brain fog, anxiety, depression, decline in memory, all kinds of things. All that gone, totally reversed. Give Game Day Men's Health a call. Do what I did. Get your testosterone back to the levels it was when you were in your early 20s. It's absolutely amazing. I feel better. I know I sound better. And I'm living life a lot better, too. Give them a call. And first, my wife, Steve, is telling me I'm like 20 years younger now. The way I'm acting, the way I'm behaving. You know, this morning, just to give you an idea, before I came into the radio station, I did another show on YouTube at home. My daughter's coming in, so I cleaned the house, did some mopping with the steam mop, took out the garbage, did the dishes, did all kinds of stuff. And boom, then I came in here and did this 3-hour show. And you know what? My day is just starting. Give them a call. Get your life back too, guys. 561-355-5341. 561-355-5341. That's 561-355-5341 for Game Day Men's Health. Now, if you've noticed, it's only Tuesday, right? You know, we've heard from a lot of liberals in these first 2 days of the week. All of them have been in, and each one of them has been in a different state of meltdown, rage, confused, just generally ticked off, like Jay from Jersey. The guy from Sarasota, he was in a panic. Every time I would ask him something, he'd try to divert. Well, what about this? What about this? If they were winning, would they have that? When the Democrats are winning, they call in and laugh at us on the air. They do. Yeah, because they're losing. And all the polls have Trump winning. Yeah, they can't cover for it anymore. So they're in a complete panic. But it's interesting. We hear from a lot of liberals. They're all men. We're not hearing from liberal women. And no, I can't remember the last time we heard from a liberal woman. And, some of these men are a little effeminate. I get it, like Jay. But they are hysterical, aren't they, Steve? Because we're winning. I'll tell you this, though. This hurricane, what's coming to Florida, this is the worst hurricane I've ever seen. And it's not just me saying that. I've heard it widely reported that this could be the worst natural disaster in the history of the state of Florida. It's that bad. It's because of the storm surge. So, we have a lot of listeners that are on the Gulf Coast, up through Tampa and beyond. If you're in an area and they tell you to evacuate, get out. The storm surge will kill you. If you are home and you get hit by that storm surge, you are a dead person. They're saying as high as 15 feet. It'll destroy your house. You'll be dead. You get out. Well, she should get the hell out of there. She should come to Cooper City. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, Brian. This is Katina from Baltimore.
Hey, Katina. We just have about 30 seconds.
I need. I just want to say that $750 is not a gift. These people are going to have to pay it back.
Oh, really? They're giving loans? What are they, loan shark? You mean Kamala Harris is giving loans to people at a disaster? That sounds crooked. That sounds loan sharking.
It is crooked. It happened to us, but we didn't take the loans.
No, like those COVID loans. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Alone. This is it's not like COVID. Now I'll look into it more, but I just saw something online which verified it. Well,
I'm curious. Listen, I'm out of time. I'm curious to hear about that because Kamala is very much against taking advantage of people with price gouging in times of disaster and tragedy. And if these are loans, not handouts from the government, that sounds like loan shark activity. Really? Oh my goodness! Boy. All right. We're out of time for today. I'm Brian. Steve Kane, of course, is here. This is the Steve Kane Show. We'll be here all week, even through the hurricane, guys. All right, take care. Be safe. See you tomorrow.
WSFS 104.3 HD3 Miramar.
Now, guys, Don't forget Robert Allen Miltenberg's new book, The Sound of Light. There's a link in the description of the video. Order yours. It's a political science fiction book. It's a very good book. It's free on Kindle Unlimited, and it's also available in paperback, okay? You can look it up on Amazon. I'll see you guys later. Take care.